Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another brand new live episode of the Outlaw Nation Show here on the Outlaw Nation channel. And in case you didn't know, I am the Outlaw John Rocha, and I'm excited to be sitting here and hanging out with you all for a couple of hours, taking your questions, talking about our favorite Thanksgiving memories, our favorite holiday memories, talking about the NFL. You know, we got that Pittsburgh Steelers Baltimore Ravens game is canceled tomorrow because of COVID. The madness of that, the fact that people are traveling all over the country and all over the world at higher numbers during this Thanksgiving time when they have no business doing that. So it's all going crazy. We got Trump finally kind of slowly starting the march towards accepting what's happening. We've got Godzilla versus Kong being announced going to streaming, according to the Hollywood Reporter. So much happening in the world. I've got a Schmoedown match coming up this Friday, a tag team match. Me and Dan, the Founding Fathers, taking on Final Exam, Paul Oyama and Lon Harris. So much going on. SEN Live this morning was a lot of fun, hanging out for a couple of hours. We got over $1,000 in donations on SEN Live. Pretty incredible stuff from people who were involved in it. I've been going since 9 this morning. 9 a.m. I did the Geek Buddies episode, which is up now for people to watch. Michael and I did it ourselves and then reviewed the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special, which if you haven't seen the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special, ladies and gentlemen, please do yourself a favor and watch the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. It's incredible. I think it's like 45 minutes or 40 minutes. Really great stuff. Very enjoyable as such. And then then into SEN Live. Then I took about a 2-hour break, but during that 2-hour break, I was editing the Geek Buddies episode, and that is up, as I said, and then jumped right into doing 2 episodes of the Golden Ticket and just finished the top 10. So I had 15 minutes to shove down some turkey pot pie and come on here for a couple hours with you all. But I have nothing tomorrow, and I have we have content coming on Friday, but it's all pre-recorded and dropping on Friday, including the new review of Mando. Well, that won't be pre-recorded. That'll be recorded probably Friday, and it'll be up. But Aaron Turner and I are doing the top 10 wrestlers of all time. That's right. Aaron Turner and I sat down on Strong Style to the top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time. And it was an 1.5-hour show. So you get an extra long show of Strong Style to kind of listen to on Friday while you're recovering from your food belly, your food baby, from all the Thanksgiving food you're going to have. Thank you all so much for joining me here this evening, joining me live. So many great people. Andrew G, Chris Taylor's up here, Haskell's in here, Corey Cameron, Calvin. What's up, Calvin? Hopefully your sound works tonight. Let's see. Marley Villasenor is in here. Kevin Merton, ALB Gaming, Scott Welsh, Davion Mistrunner, Space Windu, Keith Forshey. My producer, Sean Barreto, throwing in some stuff in there. Let's see who else. Bryant Brawler's rolling up in here. Efren Guzman, hello. So great to see all you all in here. Don't forget, our Streamlabs and Super Chats are open. This is an AMA, which means ask me anything within reason, within context. I will answer and as honestly as I can and talk to you all about it. Those of you who are $10 and above patrons of the Outlaw Nation, you will get to come in and ask your question live. But for the rest, I'd appreciate if you send in Streamlabs and Super Chats with your questions so I can answer them and get down to business. And don't forget, of course, got to give a special shout out to the spirit above of Diego Maradona. The Argentinian superstar passed away today at 60 years old. I'm heartbroken, but I wasn't surprised, of course, because he had put his body through a lot of things with drugs, a lot of weight issues, the going up and down in weight, all of that. Eventually the heart does give out, but he had a hell of an engine, man, a hell of an engine for those 60 years. Willed his country Argentina to a World Cup championship in 1986. Almost did it again in 1990 against West Germany again, but didn't get the job done there. Was close to bringing his team back in 1994, but of course drug issues kind of derailed that. Then of course there was controversy with him and Lionel Messi and him with coaching Argentina. There was a lot of things involved with Maradona, and if you'd like to watch a fantastic documentary about Maradona, go and find that awesome documentary on HBO. directed by Asif Kapadia, who I got a chance to interview and talk to, and enjoy that. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's get into some things. Yeah, put the link in the Discord, Sean, in about half an hour first. But I do want to put the link in the Discord now. Put the link in the actual chat. They'll put the link in the chat for people in about half an hour. Since this is an AMA, you guys are going to be able to ask me anything. But as I said, I would appreciate you all sending it in through Streamlabs and Super Chats so I can answer any questions you all might have. I'm repping my Liverpool tonight, even though they lost to Atalanta earlier today, 2-0. They looked terrible. They looked listless. They looked unmotivated. They were at home and didn't have a shot on goal. That's such a shame. Such a shame. So, yeah, Sean, J-Dog bringing up the hand of God. Absolutely. That goal from Maradona against England in the 1986 World Cup. A lot of people claim, well, not claim, it's actually true, that it went off his hand as he was heading. And of course, Maradona, to try to get out of it, called it the hand of God. You do your things that you can to win. And that was certainly one of those things he did to win for sure. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving Eve to everybody. I hope you all are preparing to have a fun day tomorrow, or at least a relaxing day tomorrow. Look, 2020 has been a hell of a year. A lot of things going on, a lot of tough things going on in the world, a lot of people who have suffered some losses, people who've lost jobs, people who've lost income, trying to make ends meet. And so, like, I send you all my heart and send you all my love and support as you try to navigate this holiday season. I hope you all are practicing your social distancing. If you want to wear your mask, I hope you're not letting anybody pressure you into not wearing your mask. For the love of God, do what you need to do to stay safe and be well, and hang out with your family and talk to them, and kind of touch base with them and see how their world is going, and help them do what they need to do to be in a good place. That's something that you got to do during this time. And hey, it's the day of thanks, right? So I know it's been a tough year. I know it's been tough for a lot of people, and rough for a lot of people, and emotionally difficult for people. But it's still a day to give thanks. And people, a lot of people who teach how to find peace in your life, how to find calm in your life, talk about gratitude, that it's important to have gratitude. Even in the tough times, it's important to have gratitude. It helps level you out. And gratitude's important. And, we all have bad days. Even today. Today I woke up in just a weird place, and all day feeling kind of off or kind of wonky at times, a little depressed. That's life, but for me, I have to kind of soldier on and do the things that I do to stay alive. And the working keeps me going. The working keeps me in a good place. And I give thanks to all of you for being my audience and allowing me to be able to do this at the numbers that I do them. So I can't thank you all enough. I give thanks for you all on this eve of Thanksgiving, and all the incredible comments. And listen, over the last few weeks, the comments and the messages I've received from y'all in my DMs, the messages I've received from y'all on Facebook, the messages I've received from y'all on Instagram, on those DMs there as well, because I keep my DMs open, have been so powerful and so incredible. And it's always humbling to know that the things I say affect people in certain ways, and the things and my journey moves people in certain ways. It's very humbling to hear that, and it's been my honor to do so, and it's been my gift to be able to do so for you all out there in the world. And your stories, your comments, your words move me as much as you say I move you, and influence me as much as you say I influence you, and motivate me as much as you say I might influence you, or inspire you as much as you say I influence you. So trust me, it's very much a quid pro quo situation, and I'm very happy that I have that in my life. I'm very happy to have you all in my life. So for sure. Let's see here. Marley Villasenor donated some here, and Streamlabs said, "Happy holidays, John. I just watched No Country for Old Men for the first time." Wow, Marley, that's awesome. Can't believe it took me this long. Yeah, we've all got those movies, Marley. Do you consider it a Western? And oh my God, Javier Bardem was unreal and creeped the hell out of me. Yeah, Marley, I do consider it a Western. Absolutely. I think it's a damn good Western. Western doesn't have to be always even though there is shoot 'em up in this. It's set in the West at a certain time in our past. I think it's 70s, late 70s, early 80s. And it's certainly, once again, like you see in other Westerns, this idea of the dismal tide, as the guy says in the movie. It's a dismal tide. The dismal tide is always change, technology, advancement, and always the next generation is changing things that the previous generation really liked. That's just how it goes. And certainly in the film, you see that with Tommy Lee Jones realizing that he can no longer fight against the wave of crime and the criminals that are coming, so much so that he questions whether he did any good. When he's talking to his uncle at the end there, and his uncle tells him it's vanity to think you need to have done anything. You do your part, you do your job, you go home at the end. That's what matters. And that's life, and life is so random. You just never know how it's going to end for you or what's going to happen. And so that's really an exploration that is very tied to Westerns, this idea of change, right? This idea of the coming of technology, the coming of the train, the coming of railroads, how that changes everything in the town. Like, the coming of sound changed movies, the coming of color in movies changed movies. Everything is constant. If there's one constant in life, it is change and it is progress, and it never stops, ladies and gentlemen. It never stops. So I'm glad you watched it, Marley. And trust me when I tell you this, you're going to have to watch it a few more times to really, really grab it and absorb it and let it move through you and influence you for sure. It is a powerful film in that way. I still watch it and get different things depending on this, how old I am or what I've experienced in my life. When I rewatch it, because when I first watched it, I didn't like it as much as other people did. But as I've gotten older, I've really found how much of a connection I have with the Tommy Lee Jones character. I used to be the Josh Brolin character, trying to get away with stuff when I was younger, trying to, kind of hustle my way through the world in certain ways. But as I've gotten older, I start to feel more connected to Tommy Lee Jones. We start to feel like, well, am I leaving any kind of legacy? Have I done any good? And hopefully I have. Hopefully the people that, like you all who have sent me messages or sent me positive comments, I have influenced in some way. It means the world. All right. Efren Guzman says, John, what are you thankful for, honestly? Well, let's see. I'm thankful that I get to do this. Like, it's incredible that I've been able to, I got let go from Collider in January. I went through a real crisis of confidence all through the month of January, not sure what I was going to do with my life, smarting from the fact that I was unfairly treated in that place, and that I was stonewalled from moving farther up because certain people didn't want me to move farther up. No matter how hard I worked, I was stonewalled from getting in higher up in that place because of certain people who wanted to keep their positions and didn't want to help me get further. I mean, that's the game, sometimes that's how it was for me. So I just didn't know what I was going to do outside of that. I didn't know if anybody wanted to hear from me without a C on my back or a C logo underneath me in the graphics. And it was my incredible girlfriend, and it was you all who reached out and started sending me messages that got me motivated to start the channel to see what could happen. So we're almost close to 15,000 subscribers, just building slowly but surely, step by step, piece by piece, trying to figure out what the channel is going to be. And a lot of people remind me, hey, it takes time. It takes time. See, I'm a runner. I like to achieve the goal already. When I'm going slow, I feel like I've been going slow over the last few months, yet my content is getting better. I think the people who've come onto the channel, like Laura Kelly, Doreen Adeliano, I think the Geek Buddies have gotten better. All the people who've been a part of it, Alex over there on Mornings with the Outlaw, it's been great, and of course, Game Time with Jay and Winston, and occasionally Kaiser and Mark Ellis, who we had last week. I'm blessed and honored that people of such talent will come on to the channel and do stuff with me. Certainly Matt Atchity being a guest a couple of weeks ago on Mornings with the Outlaw as well. So many great things that I've been very blessed to make connections with people who are extremely talented and knowledgeable about the world of film or sports or politics, and having an audience for it. So those are the things that I'm thankful for. Obviously, I'm very thankful for the Lady Outlaw, who keeps me sane, keeps me level, and there's no bigger fan in my life than my love, my Lady Outlaw. So I give her all kinds of props for that. And I'm thankful that my mom is still around. I'm thankful that my sister is still around. I'm thankful for my niece and my nephew, who are so much fun. My nephew just celebrated his birthday in November, so shout out to him. Happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños, chico. All of that. So, and I'm very thankful for my friends. I'm very thankful for the friends that I have both in the business and outside of the business. Oh, and I should say this. I'm very thankful for my friends when they succeed, like Mark Ellis. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Mark Ellis tweeted out his new show that he is going to be doing for the Peacock Network. I think it's called Versus. It's through Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm excited for him. I think that's awesome stuff. And it's motivating for me. It's like, okay, what do I got to do to get to there? I've made some comments recently about Hector Navarro that I was a little frustrated on the top 10 show talking about it. And it was coming from a place of like, what is it? What am I missing? What do I need to do? And I think some of the comments that I got back from some of my friends about how to address that in a better way really kind of changed my mind. Like it was like, okay, I get that you feel frustrated. Don't speak about it on camera. See what they're doing, and then start to figure out how you can do your version of that your way, and the doors might start opening for you. And also understand you've been doing this on your own solo only for so long, while they've been out there doing their thing freelance for quite some time. So it changed me around about a lot of that. So, I will apologize now to anything that Hector Navarro was hurt by, or anybody who knows who Hector, if I said anything that was taken in a certain way, or I didn't mean it in a negative way, but could have been taken in a certain way. I apologize to him for sure. But it taught me a lesson. Like, there's a certain way to approach these things that are better for you to handle it, that'll motivate you. And maybe some of you in your life, you see someone else in your field or in your business or in your job who's doing well, and you go, why can't I get to that level? And then you start to get a little jealous. Well, maybe the better tactic, and it's lessons you learn in life, and you keep learning them until you actually get it, is okay, get it. Much respect to that person for doing that. Now it's my turn to figure out how to get to that position, how to get to that level. And so it's more of the internal stuff. It's easier to blame others or look at others instead of looking at yourself. That's the harder journey, but none of us succeed without doing that, for sure, no matter what your field is in. So I'm thankful for those lessons as well. As hard as they can be sometimes to learn them, and they do hurt, I think if you take the right lessons from those experiences, then you have to be thankful for those lessons for sure. All right, let's see if we've got any more Streamlabs or super chats. Let me see here. Remember to send them in. You got, Doug Developer sent something in. He said, happy Thanksgiving, John. I listened to your Chris Cornell episode from way back. Oh, yeah. And I'm going through the self-worth issues you went through. I'm trying to meditate as well. Can you please share your meditation routine and how long so I can feel happier? Well, Doug, that's a great question you asked, man. And here, I'm gonna take my glasses off because it's just one of those nights where I've been going so long. Here's what I'll tell you. I remember that Chris Cornell episode. I remember recording it driving to work. I kind of miss recording the Outlaw Nation sometimes like that. And maybe I should just break it off into its own podcast feed. So whenever I want to ruminate about anything, I'll just record an episode and put it up. But yeah, I remember driving. I remember that Chris Cornell suicide hit me so hard because of, the fact that you see a guy who's uber successful, who's got a name in the business, and people love and respect him so much. And when you hear his name, people have a feeling about him. And then having what happened to them, you just kind of take that in for a minute and realize, hey, how come I survived? Why am I still on the battlefield carrying the flags? Because let me tell you something, depression, mental health issues, we're all on the same battlefield. We're all in the war. And some of us go down, and some of us keep fighting all the way until the end. And you just never know what it's going to be. And I never, ever disrespect anyone who, who is going through the mental health stuff, who decides to take their own life, or who has a tough time with therapy and can't find that avenue to get out of it, because none of us know what the internal struggles are for someone. But what you're asking me about, Doug, is about self-worth issues. And look, I still struggle with those, man, because I have high visions for myself, right? I have high expectations of myself. I have goals I want to accomplish. And so sometimes when those goals don't come, if I tie too much of my worth to those accomplishments, to those achievements, then I am essentially setting up a dangerous minefield for myself to walk through. The work is here. The work is here, and the work is here. that's internal. It's always internal, and everything stems from that. If you do the work on yourself and start to understand, okay, what are the positive things? Because let me tell you something, Doug, it takes just as much effort to say something positive about yourself as it does to say something negative about yourself. But people who are more attuned to the negative aspects of themselves, and by that I mean the people who are more willing to believe the negative aspects about themselves, are give more power to those words than the people who believe the positive things about themselves. You know, there are some people who go on YouTube and they look up all these comments, and they get hurt by the one or two negative comments, and they ignore the 40 to 50 other comments that were so positive, but they give those negative comments weight. It's the same thing in your life. If you give the negative comments about yourself more weight than the positive comments about yourself, then at the end of the day, you're never going to get out of this cycle until you start to realize, hey, you've got positive things about you. You've got self-worth. If you're a good human being who does good things for people, that is a thing you need to value and understand. It has value in your life, and give it more weight in your life as well, and give yourself more credit for being that. It's important. You know, we've built a society in America where if you are, happy about yourself, or if you say positive things about yourself, somehow it's a negative. It's a negative to believe in yourself. It's a negative to say positive things about yourself. But I don't believe that. I think it's important to say positive things about yourself. I think it's important to say, hey, I'm good at this, or I can do this, or I've got the ability to do this. And I think that's important to say. And whether you say it internally or you say it out loud, I think it's important to say, because then you're putting it out into the universe. And there's something that can come from that you might be surprised by. There's an energy you put out that you could be surprised by. And that could lead to something better in your world. You just never know, and I believe in myself as a host. I believe in myself as a person who does these things. I think I've got some more journeys to walk, and more steps to take to get to where I want to get to, more mountains to climb to get to where I want to get to, but I ain't afraid to do it, and neither should you. And one last thing, your last part of your question, the idea of meditation, for me, it's always been a guided meditation, or I do meditation. I'm still a practicing Buddhist, so I do some of those meditations as well, the hour-long meditations that I do in Nonyache, when I do the chanting and all of that. I have that all set up here. It's important to me. Now, when I was in my deepest depressions, and a lot of you have heard this before, which was about 5 or 6 months in 2016 into 2017, they were the worst months of my life. Every day, I had to meditate 3 hours in the morning just to keep from killing myself. 3 hours in the morning from 5 a.m. I would wake up. I was at the lowest point. I would wake up in one of the lowest spots you can be as a human being, and have to talk myself out of going into the kitchen and taking a knife and just finishing it off. Because that was how I was going to do it. And I knew exactly how I was going to do it. And every day it was that, but every day I would roll over because my friend, and I'll give him credit, my friend Mark Sloan and his wife Corey, they both were so instrumental in getting me into therapy, but they were also instrumental in teaching me about meditation, teaching me about how I can use certain kind of meditation. And the self-guided meditations really helped. So I was doing meditations for 3 hours every morning, anywhere from 2 to 3 hours every morning, trying to keep myself in a better place and trying to find my way back. But I liken it to drowning. You know that scene in Snatch when Brad Pitt gets punched and he falls all the way into the water in his mind, the fog, the drowning. That's what that feels like. It feels like you can't breathe. You can't get your head above water. And the meditation helps me with that. I personally gravitated to self-guided meditation. There was a podcast called the Meditation Podcast, and I had podcasts on there that were hour long, half an hour long, 45 minutes long, 20 minutes long, and I would compile them depending on how I was feeling, and then I would go from one meditation into another. So by around 8 or 8:30, I was somewhat back to level and could function. And the weird thing about depression, the weird thing about those feelings is by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you can't even remember what that felt like. That's the strange thing about mental health and about depression and about when you go into the deepest places. Sometimes the morning is so visceral. You feel it so deeply in your bones Then by 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you don't remember how you could ever feel that way. And then as the night comes on, those feelings come back and you go, how come at 1 o'clock, I can't remember this feeling at all. And at 5 or 6, 7, 8, whatever, I start to feel the twinges of it again. And then when I wake up in the morning, I'm back into the cycle, So for me, that's what I would tell you. I'd find if you like if you like guided meditation, that's what worked for me. There are plenty of videos on YouTube, plenty of audio stuff on YouTube where you can do hours upon hours of meditation, guided meditation, or quiet meditation where you're just chanting or you're just listening to binaural beats that roll through and they get your mind into a certain place. So it's up to you to decide to do those kinds of things. And look, be patient with yourself. Figure out what works for you. Try things. You got to try things. And I know it's hard, bro. I fucking know it's hard. I've been there where it's hard to even open up a book. It's hard to even read. It's hard to even listen to something. But you gotta find the strength somewhere inside you to believe that a better life is possible and to push yourself a little bit to get to that point. That doesn't work for everybody, right? That's what I'm saying worked for me, and it could work for you, Doug, if you can figure out what it is that works for you to get you into a good place. But be patient with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Even in the tough times, there are avenues, there are options, there are things available to you if you're open to receive them. That's another thing. No one gets out of this without making an effort on their own, because no one can be around you 24/7 to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to stay on the right path. No one is there for you at 3 a.m. when you're really doubting your life and doubting who you are as a person. No one is there except you, and you've got to be your best friend. I know, going on a rant, but I'll say one more thing, and this is, or not a rant, but going on for a while. But the one thing I will say is this: something somebody said one time really kind of hit me like a diamond bullet, and I can't remember. It was a live event somewhere, and someone was being interviewed, and they said they were talking about the next steps they wanted to take in their journey of self-discovery, their journey of finding their way out of their holes, and they said, "I was amazed when someone put me through an exercise where they said something about my life that happened to me that my best friend," and then put it on my best friend. They said, "Hey, let's say your best friend went through this, did this, and blah, blah, blah. How would you talk to your best friend?" And so that person spoke about how they would talk to their best friend. And the person who was guiding them through that exercise said to him, "Okay, stop for a second. Why don't you talk to yourself that way?" And that was like, it's like, we are so hard on ourselves. Why? Why are we so hard on ourselves? Why do we not let go of stuff from the past? Why do we hold on to? Why do we want to persecute ourselves? Why do we want to keep punishing ourselves? Why can't we forgive ourselves like we encourage our friends to forgive themselves, like we forgive our friends? That's the key here, is you have to understand you're your own best friend. And it's not a sin to love yourself. It's not a sin to find your way back above water. And it's not a sin to let all that stuff go. And anybody who wants to keep bringing up all the mistakes you made in the past after you've already paid for them, after you let them go, is not somebody you need to have in your life. Because that person is doing the same thing to themselves. So they want to keep you in that spot with them. They don't want you to ascend. They don't want you to rise. And it's important that you find your way to do that, And yes, sometimes it is cutting off friends or family members or any of the toxicity in your life, because that kind of shit weighs you down. And let me tell you something. You don't have toxic people in your life unless you want to have toxic people in your life. That's also the key. You don't have toxic people in your life unless you are getting something out of it. That's another thing that I think a therapist or psychiatrist that I read said, or a person who's analyzing human emotions, they said, if you're in a bad relationship or in a bad friendship or in a bad situation, it's because you are getting something out of it. Now, I don't mean that applies to, obviously, situations where, there's abuse, physical abuse, emotional, mental abuse. That's a separate situation. I mean, like, you're in a bad relationship with somebody or a friend who isn't who is constantly dragging you down into places to make you feel bad about yourself. That's what that means. That's what that applies to, right? If you're in a bad relationship or friendship with somebody who is constantly reminding you of the mistakes of your past, of, the mistakes that you can make in your life, of the bad things you've done in your life, if you don't push back on that person and go, hey, I don't want to be reminded of that anymore. I've moved past it and I want to have a better life. But you reminding me of shit from the past drags me back down into the mud. And I don't want to be dirty anymore. I want to move past it. I want to step out of this mud. I want to walk on the earth and not fall into this pit. And that's important. And so you've got to take responsibility for that. No one does it by only using the support of friends. You've got to do it as well, right? They talk about with getting over addiction, like until the person is done with being addicted to the drug, they're not going to move past it. They've got to make the decision. And for you, you've got to make the decision to find the strength to move past it. It's not easy. Trust me, I know it's not easy, but you got to find your way through it. I'm sorry if I'm talking so much. I apologize to everybody if you're a little bored with me going on and on. Elliot Troy says Netflix made $200 million for Kong versus Godzilla. Yeah, we talked about that. I mentioned that at the top of the show. Pretty incredible. Kong versus Godzilla. And I said this, didn't I? I think on one of the SEN Lives, I said, don't be surprised if more of these movies start to go to streaming, because I think the industry understands this COVID situation. Even with the vaccines coming through, this COVID situation has changed how people see movies, the desire for them to go out. And listen, you're already hearing the rumblings of people not wanting to take the vaccine because it's the government, right? You're already seeing that. So how can you trust going into a public place that people have taken the vaccine? You see all those people, those anti-maskers storming into places like Sprouts and storming into places where you would not normally expect to see places like people like that, but they're going in there and they're protesting, or they're making spectacles of themselves to make some kind of point about masks. Do you really trust those people to take the vaccines? Do you trust people who say that COVID is a hoax to take the vaccine? And I've seen some nutty shit from people on the right talking some madness. Not all the people, but some people on the right talking to madness that it's this it was that teacher, that professor that recently got let go from the college. I think it's on the East Coast or in Michigan somewhere. But that professor, Ferris College or Ferris State, something like that. But that professor wrote a 3-page treatise about this idea of the vaccine, encouraging people not to get a vaccine because some of the real out there people believe that the government is trying to install or inject trackers into your body so they can know where you're at all times, and they can tell companies the things that you're looking at or buying or holding or eating or purchasing or whatever, that will influence them to market to you. And it's that kind of like way out there nuttiness that is going to encourage people not to take the vaccine. So do you trust people to return to the theaters in the same numbers? I don't. I think people know their fellow man or fellow woman and understand that some of those men and women do not want to take this vaccine, and they will go into public places and possibly spread this thing. So I think studios understand that, and studios are adjusting to dropping these bigger titles onto streaming. Even James Bond, there was a $600 million offer for that movie. So no surprise to me that Godzilla versus Kong is going to a streaming service. We'll see way more. I know they're saying Black Widow is in no way in contention to go to streaming. But remember when they said that about how many other movies that were not in contention to go streaming? I'm sure they said that about Wonder Woman a couple of months ago or a few months ago. And look, it's going to streaming day and date. So it's kind of crazy for sure. It's kind of crazy, all that stuff that is going to be happening and coming down the pike. All right, real quick. I know I've got 2 people waiting to come in live. Let me answer one more. Streamlabs. So keep sending in your Streamlabs and Super Chats. I'm here for another hour and 20 minutes. So please send in some support. If you like the stuff we do on the Outlaw Nation, it means the world to me that you send in some support tonight. Give us some love here on the channel to keep doing the things that we're doing here on the show. Joseph Curran said, hey, John, I hope you and the Lady Outlaw have a happy and safe Thanksgiving tomorrow. Thank you. I appreciate that, Joseph. Question, what is the one collector's issue that you feel every movie fan should have? And what is your favorite collector's edition that you own? Well, it's a tough question because I'm biased, Joseph. My answer is Citizen Kane. that is the one collector's issue that every movie fan should have, because there are so many great documentaries on the actual Citizen Kane disc. And I mean that the anniversary celebration that came out recently, I think it was the, what was it, the 70th or something like that came out a few years ago, or 75th rather, that came out a few years ago. That's the one to get, and just listen to all the commentary about that movie, and then watch the incredible documentary that PBS did that's also on the disc about the battle for Citizen Kane. That is phenomenal to watch. It'll teach you about movies, teach you about what you need to know about film. Yes, even a film from the 1940s can teach you kids about movies. That is absolutely possible. So that's the one I think that every movie fan should have. And my favorite collector's edition to own is Blade Runner, the 5-disc Blade Runner one that came out a few years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. That one is just chock full of content, and being able to savor the movie in the multiple editions that are available is pretty great. Another edition you might want to own, shout out to my producer Sean Barreto for these 4K Columbia Classics. This is a pretty awesome collection to own. Gandhi, Lawrence of Arabia, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, Dr. Strangelove, A League of Their Own, and Jerry Maguire, all in 4K, I believe, yeah, Ultra HD. So these are the ones that you can own. This is a great edition to own as well. So thank you, Sean, again, for that lovely birthday present. I will open it at some point and watch those in 4K. Maybe once I get the Amazon Prime thing squared, not the Amazon, the Twitch thing squared away, we can start doing some watch-alongs of 4K movies on Amazon Prime, which will be fun to do with everybody. All right, let me see. Let me bring in the two people who are live, waiting to talk. Remember, keep sending in your Streamlabs and Super Chats as we go along today. Great to see so many of you. Got 101 of y'all in here. Please remember to hit that like button. Always good. We've got 84 of you who've hit the like. Let's get more likes on there, so thank you so much. All right, let's bring in my man here from Canada. Well, I got two dudes from Canada waiting up in here. Shout out to Royko. What's up,
Hey,
Royko?
it's me. I win. Yay.
You were first.
I was first. Hey, first of all, happy American Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Before I ask you some questions, I want to say what I'm thankful for.
Okay.
And because this has been a crappy year. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yes. Well.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. Wait, Royko, Outlaw Nation North. I like that.
Oh, so do I. Okay.
Hell
Count me in as a member. And that's what actually I want to talk about, what I'm grateful for.
Okay.
Which is your community, and especially your Discord. Because I've made some wonderful friends, Sean included, your thing, and so many wonderful friends. And when you're away, we talk all the time. So it's really something that's helped me a lot, because this lockdown has been just brutal for me. Yeah. So you were talking about the war, which I'm a member, a fighter in that as well. I actually got wounded and almost lost that battle 14 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And so I got pretty depressed this summer, and honestly, the ability to talk to people online, and that is just wonderful. So I want to thank you for that. So
please, thank you for being a part of it, Royko, and being open, because we've had great conversations since you've come on, and certainly I know that the Discord now is hopping with so many people having discussions with each other. You know, when I first started the Discord in like February or something like that, it was a ghost town, because I didn't understand how to do it right. Didn't know who to put it in, who to give it to figure it out. Andrew Hale came in, and around March, I think, and after one of the people who were original members of the Discord, Matty Wild, I think his name was, he left us a 2-paragraph thing breaking down what was wrong with the Discord, and I listened and heard and reached out to Andrew Hale. Andrew Hale stepped up. Sean Barreto stepped up. Wiley Todd, a couple other people, they stepped up to really kind of make it a more vibrant thing. Then Cheryl came in, and so many people have been involved to building up the Discord that I can't thank them enough. And I love the fact that you guys have conversations when I'm not around in there, because that keeps the Discord vibrant and fun, and that it's attracting the right kind of people who want to have open and positive and fun conversations. Doesn't mean we don't have some hard conversations too, but I like that it's open, that you guys understand that the vibe of the Outlaw Nation is to be an open, receptive place for people to come and lay down their shields and their armor and their swords and kind of open up and connect around a campfire, in essence, with everybody. So thank you for being a part of it, man.
Oh, and I recommend anyone who's watching that's not a Patreon supporter right now, the Discord itself is worth it, let alone the other stuff. So, but I have a question. So one of the things that I never quite understand is army life, right? I think we talked about that before. But since we're both movie fans, how did that work in the army? Were you able to still watch movies?
Good question.
Yeah. How did you able to keep up? Because I assume, I don't know if were you deployed overseas or was
no? I did not go overseas.
Okay,
no.
Okay.
Yeah, I was very lucky not to be in a theater of war or see any real action during that time. But I did serve my 8 years in the service. Here's how. First of all, they had VCRs in the common rooms, common areas, and there were PXs that sold movies that were on base. So you could buy certain movies with the money that you were given. Because remember, you make your money. You're not paying for your food. You're not paying for room and rent or board or anything like that. So the money you're making goes directly into your bank account for you to use as you see fit when you're in the military. So we were allowed to go out on the weekend. Well, not during basic, obviously, but AIT, which is the your advanced training. You're allowed to go out to the mall or go out to places wherever you're stationed and watch movies. So for me, that's what I did every chance I could get. I was in Augusta, Georgia, and I would drive to the local theater and watch movies. I would take a Saturday sometimes and watch like 4 movies in a row because I was so in love with them and so wanting to like escape my world a little bit. Those movies provided great entertainment and also would bring like groups of us, because here's what I'll say to you. A couple of times I went AWOL, but not. How can I say this correctly? I went AWOL, but not leaving the service. You know what I mean? By that, I mean, like, I signed out for a weekend at AIT when I was in Augusta, Georgia. You're only allowed to go, I think, 100 miles away from the base, at least at that time. Well, I took a Greyhound bus all the way to Virginia so I could get my car and then drove my car all the way back to Georgia. If I had been stopped at any point by a policeman or anything like that, and they had run my license or run my plates or run my record, and they had found out that I was stationed at Fort Augusta in Georgia as an AIT guy, I would have gotten in trouble. And maybe, I don't know if there's a stockade or if you go into the brig or whatever it is, but I would have gotten in trouble for being AWOL from the base without permission from my overall sergeants and officers there. So those are things I would sneak off and do all the time. I mean, I'm not the outlaw because I follow the fucking rules. So I had my moments where I would break my rules. Even when I was studying in Europe, when I studied in Europe in '96, you're only supposed to go a certain amount of mileage or a certain amount of distance away from the study center. Well, I had 10-day break. I'd fall in love with a girl in a chat room, a Shakespeare chat room. And so I flew to Vienna in Austria without my center's permission. I didn't have insurance to cover me. I didn't have anything, but I had to see this girl. So I flew all the way to Austria from London to be with her for 10 days. Anything could have happened to me. And they wouldn't have been able to know about it because only Michael Vogel, my geek buddy, who was my roommate at the time in London, knew exactly where I was. And so, but I had none of their permission. But once again, if I need to do something, I will do it. That's just kind of how I'm built to do things,
Well, let's hope they're not listening to the stream now.
Well, it's too late now.
And honestly, so what do you think of Vienna? Last question before I go, because I love Vienna. Vienna is like one of my favorite cities I've ever been to, especially the fact that downtown, I assume at that time as well, there's no cars.
Yeah.
It's like, and I can see why you would go for a girl. I've done stupid things like that too.
Yeah. I mean, what's this? Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. That's right. You got me. Go bring in the fence. But yeah, I mean, at the time, Vienna, at least when I went in I think in '98, when I went in '98, it was incredible. And I had no idea that you could. It was the first place where I like I could drink beer in a theater because there was a film festival going on at the time. And so we went while she was going, the girl that I was seeing, who I was in love with at the time, she was going to college. I went to go see movies during the daytime all around Austria. And I would go to the movie theaters. I would go to the festivals, and then I would go to the museums, take a ride on they have those like, what are those? Like in San Francisco, they have those cars that take you from place to place.
Oh yeah. The trolleys, the trams.
Yeah, the trolleys, right? Exactly, the trams. And then I could like drink beer at movie theaters. It was so unusual of an experience. But the architecture of Vienna,
gorgeous.
Right, the gardens, the castles, but also even the government buildings, the way they're constructed, and the statues and the architecture of those government buildings, it is all inspiring. And I remember one day it rained really hard. I walked as much of the city as I could from her dorm room, because she was still in college as well. From her dorm room, I walked through as much of the city as I could and just absolutely loved it and loved the experience of it being there. And I'd love to go back and just kind of spend 2 weeks there again and visit everything and see everything. Because a city like that is, although it's old and been around for a very long time, it's also constantly changing. And so it's like those are those changes that
totally happening. And if you ever get in that area again, I recommend you visiting my home country of Slovenia.
Oh,
it's absolutely stunning. So just a quick story before I go. So I think I was there in 2000. So I went there with my fiance at the time. Now my ex-wife, times change. So, and I always thought I was biased at how gorgeous Slovenia was and stuff like that, because I was raised there. But my ex-wife was born and raised in Canada, and she's Portuguese descent. Right. So I saw it through her eyes, and then I realized, no. Slovenia is one of the prettiest places I have ever been. It's because I saw it through her eyes. So anyone, and if you're go to Vienna, but then take like the 4-hour train ride and come to Slovenia.
Okay. I got to go to, what's Mozart from? Salzburg. I got to go to Salzburg in Vienna first.
Salzburg?
And then I'll swing back around to...
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Because Salzburg is where the Alps start.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the Alps, and then Slovenia is not that far from Salzburg. Yeah. And let me tell you, I love Canada, but god damn, do I miss the Alps. it is stunning. Like there's pictures of me when I'm 2 years old on my skis in the Alps and stuff like that. It's it's honestly, I don't regret being a Canadian one tiny bit, but man, oh man, the awe you get, just the absolute awe when you look at a mountain, right? Yeah. It just, it takes your breath away, but in a good way.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's like, I had the same thing when I went to New Zealand. Mm-hmm. Everybody go to the South Island in New Zealand if you can. Well, now they won't let you.
Well, the Lady Outlaw lived in New Zealand for 2 years.
Oh, where?
And so she was down there. I don't know specifically the city, but she was down there for 2 years. She kind of had, I think if I remember the story correctly, she told me she was kind of done with being here in the States for a while. So she flew down there on a whim, and then stayed there for 2 years, was able to find her way to stay there for 2 years through visas and what have you, and really enjoyed that country. And she's told me 1,000 times how fun it would be to go and visit it again. And for me to see it for the first time, I'd love to do it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, if a certain somebody had gotten reelected, we were definitely making plans to move to Vienna or to New Zealand for a little while for sure. So
no politics.
Hey, that's right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You know me, I don't like politics. So.
No, it's not your thing, is it?
Not my thing at all. No. Anyway, thank
politics in Canada.
We vote like once every 10 years or something like that. Yeah. Thank you, John, and happy Thanksgiving again. Hope you overeat and stuff yourself. And...
I think I've been doing that already, as you can tell from my man.
No. I'm telling you, that jacket looks good on you. Is that one of your birthday presents, right? That's one of the
birthday. No, this was one I bought myself when we were winning, when we won the title. But there are a couple of the jackets are in there that are pretty cool from the fans for sure. Absolutely. And your Endor shirt I've worn already on the Star Wars show, but I wear it again next week when Laura and I do it.
Okay, I'll have to watch the show because I'm more of a Star Trek than a Star Wars guy. Sorry. The people hate me now.
No, they shouldn't. I've been thinking about doing a Star Trek show again, but do I have time? Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I would recommend going back and watching Discovery this season because it's actually decent. this season.
Mike and I, Vogel and I, are going to do a review of Discovery. Shannon doesn't like it, so Michael Vogel from the Geek Buddies, we've already planned once the season is over that we're going to do a season review of it, like we did with Picard, like we were doing every few episodes for Picard. So definitely. Cool. All right.
Thank you so much. Talk to you after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, much love. Maybe Friday we'll do a Zoom on camera, letting you guys know.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Good to see you, man. Take care. All right, that was Royko from Canada. A lot of love to him. Really enjoy him. We got some Streamlabs that have come through. I'll jump on those in just a minute. Let's bring in another person who's been waiting, also from Canada. Andrew G, what's going down, brother? How are you?
I'm good, John. How are you?
I'm good. Hanging out with you guys.
First of all, how dare you bring Royko on before me? I was clearly the first Canadian in the Outlaw Nation Discord.
That's true. You're right.
Also, real quick, someone in the chat a minute ago said Royko looks like the dad from Family Ties.
Michael Gross?
I was staring at him. I was like, holy shit. He actually does.
I can see that, yeah.
But happy American Thanksgiving. We had our Thanksgiving in the start of October. I don't know why it's all different, but I don't know what the differences are. I don't really care. I just get lots of food.
Right on.
And a day off work. So first, let me just say, all that stuff you were just saying earlier about depression and everything, that really speaks to me. I think I've talked to you about this before, because aside from COVID, which just has made everything a million times worse. At the start of the year, I was going through some pretty heavy shit personally, and I'm still kind of getting through it, but I'm doing a lot better now than I was this time a year ago. And I won't get into what it was, but being a part of this and watching this community grow, and especially like during the summer, and like Royko said, making all these like new friends. When I consider all these people like we hang out with in the voice chat and Discord and stuff like friends now, has been really cool and really helped with the whole quarantine thing, because you don't get to go out and see your friends or your family as much. My family all lives like 4 hours away. And my friends around here in Ottawa, they're all having kids and shit now, so like they're very busy, and I don't get to see them very often, especially now because we can't go out anywhere and do anything.
Right.
So being a part of this has really been really cool and helped me with my own depression and personal stuff going on this year. So thanks for starting this thing, and thank you everyone in the Discord. You all know who you are. You're all cool. So thanks for that. But what I wanted to do tonight was, I don't have like a question or anything, but I have a recommendation.
Okay.
Not a movie recommendation, but a book. Do you read?
All right.
I know you can read, but do you read?
What are you talking about?
Not comic books. I mean, like real books.
These look like comic books to you?
I don't know. But I think on the last time you and Steve did a live Cinephiles, I mentioned in a Streamlabs that the late Chadwick Boseman was supposed to be starring in a movie about Yasuke, the African samurai.
Right.
And
that's what I call Sean Barreto, by the way.
Oh, really? Well, then Sean should pick up this book, because I just finished reading this like 15 minutes before you started the show tonight. And I was like, I'm going to jump on and tell John to read this shit.
Okay.
African Samurai.
All right. I'll put it on my Amazon.
True story of Yasuke, the legendary black warrior of feudal Japan. And basically what it's about is this story that is really a legend. Like, I'm still kind of at the end where he's talking about how he did all the research for it.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's just all from like diaries and journals and things that people said and saw at this time in the late 1500s.
Wow.
Where there was this African dude who was this crazy warrior. He was working for the Jesuits that were going through Japan, and converting people to Christianity and Catholicism. And how he became from basically a servant and a soldier to being a samurai under the guidance of or under the leadership of Nobunaga, who was at that time basically ruling Japan and trying to unify Japan. And I wasn't able to put this down for the last week or so. I can't believe I got done so fast. I hope they make that movie. And I think my question to you on Cinephiles was, who would you guys cast as this character? because we lost Chadwick Boseman, and I was kind of surprised. Neither of you really knew what I was talking about. I'd not really heard about this guy, and you said Yahya Abdul-Mateen would be good. The second would be good, and that's who I imagined when I was reading this book. So now I'm like praying to God, like, if they make this movie, please get this guy to do that movie, because he would be incredible. I think he would crush it, and I think you would really love this book.
Okay.
And Sean, since John's calling you the African samurai, I guess first time I heard that. You should probably pick it up too. Anyone who wants to read some really cool history about what was going on then at that time, and the story of this really cool dude, definitely pick up that book. Check it out.
All right, I put it on my Amazon list. It's $22 and hardback. Yeah. So I'd definitely be taking a look at it. Oh, Soshar 1999 says Daniel Kaluuya would kill it. Well, not a bad choice either, Daniel Kaluuya.
He would be okay, but I think Mateen has the physicality more, because he's a tall guy. Like, that's the thing about this guy, is when he's walking around like Kyoto at that time, people had never seen anyone like him before. And he's walking around 6 foot whatever, just towering above people, and they're like amazed at this. Basically, like, he looks like a god.
Well, so, I'll never walk away from anything samurai. You know, I'm still kicking.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I was like, I have to get him to pick this up, or someone can get it for you on your wish list.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody.
I don't know.
If I put it on my wish list. Sean's got me enough, I think. You know, he's still trying to send me that cheesecake, but I'm not.
Oh my god!
I'm not going to.
You got to stop with the cheesecake.
I know, seriously, Sean. Just let it go.
Your gyms are not open down there. Stop with the cheese.
I know, they really aren't open. They aren't. Well, thank you so much, Andrew G. Anything else you want to talk about? Or are you good?
No, I'm good, man. I'm just up here dealing with our first big snowfall of the year. I think so.
Are you okay? What's going on?
I'm fine. It's just I hate it.
It's not.
I love being up here. I'll never leave here, but I fucking hate snow. I've always hated it. It sucks.
Wow, that's
I hate it as much as Anakin hates sand.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Or Tuscan Raiders. I respect that. I respect that.
All
right, Andrew. Good to see you, brother, man. Thanks so much.
Have a good one.
You too. There's Andrew G. Another one. Outlaw Nation North. I love it. You fuckers should create shirts. Outlaw Nation North. That's awesome. Fucking maple leaf with the outlaw face right in the middle of it. That'd be genius. All right, Sean, please put the link in the chat for people. Anybody who wants to come in. We put it in the Discord for anybody who wants to come in live. They've had an hour, and I'll go through these Streamlabs as I go through this. Thank you so much for sending in the Streamlabs that you have sent in. Keep sending in. We've got another hour left, so keep sending in support for the show, letting me know if you enjoy the show or what you like about anything that's going on, what you want to talk about, what you want to ask me. It's an AMA, so whatever you want to ask me, send it in and ask me. All right, Lou Hupfan has donated. Thank you, Lou. I appreciate the kind donation. He said, much appreciation of all the work you do. Have a good one. Simple questions. More guests, reviewers. I enjoy it when you're able to bounce ideas between yourself and guests. I agree. It's 1,000%. I discovered that after I started doing reviews on the Outlaw Nation channel. I think I did the Gentleman review and I did Bad Boys for Life review. I realized I don't like to do reviews by myself. I know Dan Merle and a lot of my friends like Stuckman and Jeremy, they can do them on their own. It's just not something I feel a proclivity or a desire to do. I am a naturally inquisitive person, and so I like to bounce back and forth with everybody who I do reviews with. So I've done reviews with Steve, with Shannon, with Michael, with Laura, Laura Kelly. So I'd like to start doing more reviews with other people. So it's a great suggestion. Maybe depending on the movie, I can start reaching out to people a little bit ahead of time to see if they'd be willing to do a review on my channel as well. Mailbag edition, that is something that we did do. Ask the Outlaw for the Patreon patrons, and that is something I need to bring back. You're absolutely right. That is certainly in the works. December is going to see me bringing back these Patreon shows. Now that I've kind of turned everything into a weekly show, including the morning show, I have a little more time during my day to work on these Patreon shows. You know, if you're a patron of the Outlaw Nation, you'll get these shows a few days ahead of time, or I think a couple of the shows will only be for patrons And last night, the crew of the Outlaw Nation was getting me closer and closer to doing the Twitch streaming. The Elgato is hooked up. We hooked it up to the computer, but for some reason, we couldn't get the picture to work as well. So we've got to figure that out. Once we do, I'll be doing a lot of Twitch streaming as well. And then eventually, once I get to that number where I can access my Amazon Prime, I will be doing watch-alongs on that as well. So that'll be fun with the fans and what have you. Room tour, a tour of my room. There's not much to see beyond this. I can turn here. Let me see if I can do the camera. So here's my life, right? And that's my door. Those are the posters waiting to go up in the Outlaw Nation office. Those are my books that I have above the shelf there. Alex Ross, that Cinephiles book that Steve gave me for our 1-year anniversary for Christmas is just pretty awesome. The Roma book, the Blade Runner book, and there's all my other posters that I'm going to have up. The Outlaw poster, the Logan poster, and the Mandalorian poster that's going to go up. One of them is going to go there. There's my TV and what I do. There's the PS5. Hey, Sean, there's the PS5. I don't know if you remember the PS5. There it is. There's the Elgato. Out now. There's the closet where I store my jackets and what have you. There's my IKEA chair that I sit in to watch the movies and play my PS5. Sean, there's the PS5 again, just in case you missed it the first time. And then right around there is the blinds, which are nice. And then so begins the rest of my room, and so begins the book. So you've seen pretty much everything there is to see in my room right there. That is my life. So if you want to come in and rob it, I guess you've got a good idea of what's in there. And what have you. So I really set myself up there. But yeah, that's what I have. And the TV I've had for a while. Yeah, vinyl. Yeah, Scott Walsh. I have a bunch of. Oh, yeah, I guess I should swing that back around too. There on the left behind that door in the cabinet is my record player. And then over there are all my records ranging from the Beatles to Miles Davis to the Beach Boys to some Bill Withers, live, Sinatra, so many great things in there that I've really enjoyed collecting vinyl over the last few months. It's been really fun. Here, let me line it up because I'm OCD to make sure I'm in the middle. But yeah, that's my room tour. There you go. Thank you, Lou, for the donation. Really appreciate it. All right, Doug Developer asked another one. He said, want to say thank you for your advice. Are there any European cities you can recommend that are friendly and open to people of color? As someone who is lonely with social anxiety, I'm sick of New York City and I want to break out of my shell once this is over. Thank you again. Man, it's London. Like London, as much as there may be some pockets of racism or issues with racism in London, it's still a pretty wide open city for people of color throughout. When we were there, Lily and I were there for a couple of weeks last year. We saw plenty of people of color working alongside people who are white or whatever, and we saw them all doing things and visiting the city and touring the city. So London is certainly something I would recommend. And look, you're not going to find a big city that doesn't have an element of racism to it. So that's the truth in life, but you got to figure out where are the places that are more wide open. And those are the big cities, something like France, or Paris rather. Paris is a great city. And there are plenty of people of color in Paris, but there's also that element of racism bubbling underneath. So I don't know if I experienced any in Vienna. Roika and I were talking about it earlier. I don't remember having any issues with that or seeing any issues with that in Vienna for sure. So maybe, I'm sorry, but Vienna. So maybe that's a city you might want to consider in Europe exploring and having some fun with that too. So those are my recommendations for you offhand. Soshar 1999. Oh, Soshar, thank you so much for the very kind donation. Rocha, love you, man. Sterling mother effing content, sir. Can't wait for the Christmas reviews, man. Watched Scrooged for the first time last year after a tough 12 months. Breathed new energy into me. Which underrated one do you shout out? Right on, hombre. All right, so here's the thing that he's referencing. I announced this on the Geek Buddies this morning when we recorded the episode, and then I put it up. It's up now for you guys to watch after you're done with watching this episode or hanging out with me here on the Outlaw Nation Show. I put it up. I have decided, and I might be crazy for doing this. I have decided to do 25 days of Christmas on the Outlaw Nation. And what that means is every day starting December 1st, I will be releasing a review of a Christmas movie every day. It'll be maybe a 10 to 15 minute review. It won't be that long. And it will be just talking about Christmas, talking about whatever's going on in the world of whichever song I want to get into. I'm sorry, whichever movie I want to get into, talk about the music, talk about the cinematography, talk about the storylines, just basically review it. Take 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know if I'll have guest reviewers on. It all depends. I will, if I think about it and I know a person likes that movie, then hopefully I can get them to record a 10, 15 minute review with me about it. But if not, I'll just do it myself. But it's my way of kind of staying in the Christmas spirit, generating more content for the channel, and also kind of having a little fun on the December season, and forcing me to watch some of these Christmas movies that I've been kind of delaying watching or haven't watched yet. And certainly Netflix and them have dropped a bunch of them. So I'll be watching those, like Christmas Chronicles. What's the new one with Kristen Stewart? There's the holiday season or something like that. There's a new one with Kristen Stewart. I'll watch that. So it's a way to kind of motivate me to watch some more Christmas movies and stay in the spirits. So for sure, that'll be something there. All right. Yeah, Calvin. That's right, Calvin. Jingle, jangle. But yeah, so thank you so much. And which underrated Christmas movie? That's a great question. What's an underrated Christmas? Hold on, let me look up, because sometimes I have to jog my memory of things. Let me see. Christmas movies. Let me see. I mean, I like Last Christmas, but I'm not going to push that on people. Oh, Klaus. Klaus, what an easy choice. Klaus, I brought it up on the Geek Buddies this morning as well, or this afternoon. If you have listened to the show or haven't listened to the show, I talk about it. Klaus is a fantastic Christmas movie, a very unusual Christmas movie, one I thoroughly enjoyed when I watched it last year. It was nominated for a Best Animated Feature by the Oscars, and so it's a great Christmas movie. It's not what you normally would expect from an animated film. It's a European style, so there's a different approach to it. Really enjoyed the voiceover work from Jason Schwartzman and J.K. Simmons and the rest of that cast, and the story it's telling about the accidental creation of Kris Kringle and Santa Claus. So I would encourage you all to watch that. I think it's still on Netflix. If you haven't watched it yet, that's certainly one you need to watch, and I will absolutely be reviewing that one for my channel as well. Much love to you all who have watched already, but if you haven't, that's one you definitely got to get into. So thanks so much for that question there, Soshar. I really appreciate it. You right on, brother. You right on. And I love the fact that I know your name, where it comes from, and the year, what that indicates. And no one else seems to know it in the SEN community. But I know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I know 1999 is when you guys beat Bayern Munich for the Champions League title 2-1 off those two miracle goals in the last couple of minutes. All right, Jim Sandelin donated. He said, Outlaw, do you play fantasy football? And if you do, how are you doing? Hashtag Baba Booey. Yeah, nice Howard Stern reference there. No, I normally play fantasy football every year. As you all know, who are fans of me on Collider and on Collider Sports, I was a part of the Collider League every year, but I also have been part of other leagues. This is the 1 year I took off because in my mind, with COVID and everything happening, and this is not a judgment on anybody else who's doing football. It's my own judgment on myself of fantasy football. I didn't want to play fantasy football because by playing it, I'm essentially encouraging these men to go out there and possibly catch COVID playing football. So in some indirect way in my mind, I felt like I was facilitating the energy of these guys going out there. And look, what happened with the Baltimore Ravens this past week, so many of these players got diagnosed with COVID or were positive for COVID, so much so that they canceled the game tomorrow night, pushed it to Sunday. They rescheduled to Sunday. And that's scary. Look, Nick Saban got COVID. Nick Saban, who has told everybody in the world at the beginning of college football season, he didn't want the kids to go home. He thought the safest place for them was on campus. And then Alabama's numbers skyrocketed. And now the coach of the football team has got COVID. So, I mean, what does that tell you? This idea that these, if they're not around each other, you're not going to catch this fucking thing. But so many people don't get it. And the NFL, they're going to power through and do their season. There's nothing you can do about that. But for me, college football is a different situation. These are college kids, man. These are college kids. They should not be forced to be like pros and play and be put in these situations where their future can be hindered or damaged if they catch this thing, depending on how their body chemistry is. We still don't know what the full ramifications are of COVID after you get it and recover from it. So many people talk about how it's taken them months to come back to normal, and some people haven't recovered fully at all from it. So that's the thing that you have to factor in. And why would you put these youths in a situation where their futures are in danger, not as just players, but human beings? Their futures as humans is in danger. So I think those are the things that bother me the most, which is why I didn't do it. But like I said, no offense to anybody who is playing it. That's my own mentality about it. And I don't judge anybody for walking their own path on that. All right. Sorry. Let's see what else we got here. Was that the Dalton Johnson? Did you say that already? Oh, is that the next one? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I appreciate that. Can't say anything about that. And thanks so much, dude. Look at that. It's Shug. He said, hey, Outlaw, just wanted to check in and say hello. Shug, can I show you something, Shug? Can I show you something? And I got to give a shout out to Shug. Shug, right down there, Shug. That is the Elgato. I finally got it, Shug. You were very kind to donate months and months and months ago to the possibility of me getting an Elgato. Well, son, I got it, and I'll be twitching. Very, very switching. I'll be on Twitch very, very soon and trying to figure that whole new platform out. I mean, if Mark Riley can figure out, I can figure it out, right? I mean, Mark Riley is a little bit as old as I am, and he's smart as shit. So hopefully I can figure it out as well as he has. So that'll be great to get on board. But Shug, without you, I wouldn't have that Elgato. You were the first one to talk to me. You were the one who motivated me to get it. So I know it took a while for me to finally do it, but I bit the bullet, got it. We tried to get it work the other day. We couldn't make it work. Maybe you can give me a tutorial to make it work. We can sit down on a private chat and you can walk me through it all, because I can't seem to get the streaming going 100% right. So thanks so much, Shug. Appreciate the donations. Very kind of you, my man. Much love, bud. And much love to your mom, dude. I hope things are going okay there as well, man. Much love to your mom and your family. And I hope you're having a good Thanksgiving and you're kind of cherishing the time you have there with your family as well, bro. Chris Taylor says, thankful for your content, Rocha. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you watching it, dude. Love the profile picture as well. All right, we got 130 you all watching right now. Let me see where the likes are at. We've got 109 likes. Keep the likes coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Keep them. If you haven't liked the video yet, get us to 120. Get us to 150 likes, for God's sakes. I would love it. Let's see. Dalton Johnson says, yeah, I thank you, Dalton. I appreciate it. And thanks for being a fan and supporter. And I appreciate you only watch SCN when I host. Well, that's kind of you, Dalton. But Christian does a great job, I would think. I think Christian does a good job. So don't get me in trouble there, Dalton. But I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Let's see. Dark Jedi Knight says, as a 90s kid, I grew up watching Transformers Armada. Did you see that show? What did you think of it? I would love the mini cons in the movies. Yeah, here, Sean. I'm gonna bring it. Sean, what do you think about this?
I only like the original OG Transformers. It's funny I had G1? That shirt on. Yeah, G1 is of course. All G1 right, is the I thought about watching Transformers Prime. It's on my watch list on Netflix.
Yeah.
I might watch that, but G1 is the only really.
Listen, the new Transformers one that came out is horrible. It's not as good as you would like it to be.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be better than it was. It's okay, but it's not as good. But the worst one is that Ghost in the Shell one that came out. That series that came out last year. Woof, is that shit terrible. It's on Netflix. It was an anime, Ghost in the Shell, like an American anime. Oh my God.
Really?
Don't watch that. Okay. I did watch Transformers Armada for a while. I haven't thought about the mini cons in a very, very long time, but yeah, why not? Let's do the mini cons. Let's open it up. Sean, Stephen Capel is going to take over there for Transformers. He's doing the next installment. And the thing is, when you bring in someone like Stephen Capel, who's a little bit younger, who kind of understands the property a little bit more, maybe he'll mine it like Filoni and Favreau have done and find those kind of fringe things that he can bring into the main story and make them work. So I'm down for mini cons. Absolutely. Dark Jedi Knight. What was your favorite mini con? Let us know.
I like the idea of doing a Cybertron movie. Like that first 5-10 minutes of Bumblebee.
Yeah.
I want to see that. Show us that. And we were kind of I can't remember, one night we were just in the Discord talking about movies, and we just ended up talking about 80s cartoons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Transformers is is one of my favorites. I used to run home from school to watch Transformers every day live. So I love OG Transformers, and the fact that I still, in my opinion, they haven't been done justice. The first Transformers movie is kind of okay, and it's been downhill ever since. I know you like them, Rocha, but I feel like they haven't gotten their justice. It's. I want to see a movie about the Transformers, not about Sam Witwicky with the Transformers. You know what I'm saying? Like the Transformers are not the stars of their own movie. Bumblebee is called Bumblebee, and he's a side character in his own movie. So like that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it's about her. It's about her. Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that like when he's transformed, when they're in their card modes, they don't talk. It's just like, oh, that like you're robbing us of what actually was good about the original show. So I just want to see them redo it. They were talking about doing a shared universe thing with G.I. Joe. Maybe they can do that. Who knows? But I just want to see a really good Transformers movie at some point. So he did a great job doing Black Panther. I'm sorry, Creed 2. So Creed hopefully 2. It's just a complete reboot, restart, and we'll see what happens.
Jenna Knight says, I also love the character Sideways, who was a traitor to both the Autobots and Decepticons. Exactly. Well, like John Cena said, their name is Decepticons. His name is Sideways, so of course he's gonna play both sides. It makes all kinds of sense in the world.
Their names are Decepticons for a reason.
Decepticons literally in the name.
That was one of the best lines of that movie.
It was.
Hey, but John, I have a question for you.
Okay, sure.
So considering tomorrow's Thanksgiving for us in America, what is the best Thanksgiving movie?
Oh, well, it's, the best Thanksgiving movie ever is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's unbeaten, in my opinion. That movie still holds up, still works. It's a great soundtrack, a fantastic performance from John Candy. That's the John Candy performance that if you were ever to put a John Candy performance in a time capsule, that's the performance. Look, I love Uncle Buck. The Great Outdoors people enjoy. Hell, what was the other one? He did One Crazy Summer, whichever one, or Summer Rental. Those are all fine performances, and he's great in them. But Delirious, whatever, what have you, Harry Crumb, those are all fun performances.
Oh yeah, Harry Crumb.
Yeah, what's the one he did with Maureen O'Hara, where he's the son of Maureen O'Hara with, I think it's Ali Sheedy. I forget what that one's called, but that's a great performance as well. But it's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You get the goofy John Candy, you get the funny John Candy, but you also get the like vulnerable, open, emotional John Candy. I mean, that scene when he's having the back and forth with Steve Martin, and he says, "It's okay to hurt me. I'm an easy target.
Yeah,
you know, you can go ahead and take it. You wouldn't be the first, you know, but my wife likes me, my customers like me, and I like me. That's the big thing. I like me." There's a fucking lesson in that, and people need to learn those lessons for themselves. It's okay to like yourself. Stop hating yourself. Stop putting yourself down. And in that movie, he is too proud at times to admit what's going on. And then finally at the end, Steve Martin figures it out, and they have that really triumphant ending. But it's a beautiful movie because both these guys are on their own journeys trying to figure out what to do next with themselves, with their lives. You know, Martin is a frustrated ad executive working for a guy he totally hates that he's working for. He's trying to get home because he knows what he's doing is because he loves his family. John Candy is trying to figure out what family is to him now that his wife's been away for so long. So, and the hijinks and all the stuff they get into is great, but it leads to a really beautiful ending and a heartbreaking ending, you know, when he says, you know, Marie's been dead for 8 years now. It's like, wow. So it's great stuff. So that's my answer.
I mean, I agree with that answer too. I asked the question because I knew what the answer was. Because I think it's the only answer. But the Steve Martin scene at the car rental, I could watch that literally on loop. When he's just cursing at the the fact that the fact that they had to fight to keep that in because of like how many F-bombs he dropped and still keeping the same rating was just incredible.
A fucking Datsun, a fucking diesel, fucking four wheels, and all of that is just brilliant. And then her reaction, which is great too, because she's like, "Oh, you're fucked." Man, it's just like so brilliant.
Where's your rental agreement? I threw it away. Well, you're fucked.
But his reaction, they're messing with the wrong guy. Like all of that, or when he gets picked up by his balls by the dude at the airport, that when he parks his car like that, he goes, gladly picks him up by his balls and throws him in there. And the devil scene when they're going through the two trucks, Candy laughing in the devil outfit is just genius. So there you go. What about yours? Do you have one, or is that your answer?
No, that's my answer too. Is just, it has to be that. I mean, but before I go, I guess it would be wrong for me not to say kind of what Reichel and Andrew Gia said too about like thanking you about creating this community. I think it's hard to believe, and I said this before, but it bears repeating that a lot is kind of started in March, and that feels like a long time ago. But it wasn't a long time ago at the same time, because a lot of in this country a lot of crazy stuff has happened. But it's just a weird time. But the fact that I can't believe I'm spending hours and hours talking to people that I have physically never met, except for Andrew Hale. It's hard for me to believe, and just having like these in-depth, long conversations about politics or movies or TV shows, or we were talking about animated intros at one point, like which animated show had the best sound intro music. We were talking about DuckTales and all this. Like, it's just crazy how sorry?
It's Thundercats. There's no fucking question. It's Thunder.
Oh God.
Are you kidding me? It's not DuckTales. It's Thundercats. I mean, that's what are you talking about?
God, you got a good. That's a good one. Thundercats is a good one.
All right.
I love Batman the Animated Series. That's
a great one. Yeah.
That's still the best animated intro, in my opinion, along as the best, like one of the best shows of all time. But again, this is all because of you. I think you have X-Men the Animated Series. That's another good one. That's what I'm putting in the chat. Just the fact that you were able to get all these people from all different parts of life. We got people in Canada. We got people in Australia. Got people all across the country to come together. It does feel like a little family. And I'm grateful for you guys. Reichel and I were just getting really deep yesterday about, he was opening himself up. I don't want to, share his business, but and the fact that I did too, it's just the fact that I wouldn't have imagined doing that a couple of months ago. But it's praise to you for bringing this community together. So again, thank you again, John.
You guys do a lot of work in that Discord to make it happen, bro. But I appreciate the very kindness, but I'm glad, because that's what I wanted to do with the Outlaw Nation, is create a place where people could come and be open and be positive and talk about whatever they want to talk about and walk our way through it together. So the fact that that's happening in the Discord with all of you all means the world to me, honestly. So if I can take any little bit of credit for that, I will, because it means the world to me that what the energy I wanted to create with this channel is actually showing itself in the Discord with how you all are communicating and with how I've seen the chat communicate as well. So it means the world. Thank you, Sean.
No problem. No, now someone brought up the Transformers intro, so you got to be more specific. Which one? Because they changed the intro from season 1 to season 3 and 4.
The chat when I was giving you some credit? Were you reading the chat when I was trying to give you some credit? Holy shit,
it's called multitasking. Yeah, so I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at you. So I'm doing both, but I like season 3 and 4 intro. Where it's like I love that intro for Transformers. But
done and done. All right, I'm gonna take it. I got 4 people waiting. All right. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it, Sean, producer on the show. Really great stuff he does with the Outlaw Nation show with the hot takes. That's right. Tell him, Aisha. Tell him. All right, let's bring on Davian Mistrunner. I don't know. This is Davian. Are you there? Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
What's going on? For not being on camera. My students go looking for me, so I have to be under a pseudonym when I'm on the internet these days.
Okay. All right.
I'm a college professor. No,
I'm
a college professor, and they look for any reason to go after me for some reason.
That's I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, go ahead, David. What's being on here as a person?
I sincerely appreciate you taking my question, sir. My simple question is, what are your guidelines for when is the appropriate time to start listening to Christmas music?
I love it. What a great question. Well, the appropriate time is I would say that.
Okay. I worked for 10 years in retail, and unfortunately seemed like one place I worked at Hallmark for about 5 years, and it's about Christmas 9 months out of the year.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
It's still taking me time to get used to enjoying Christmas music again. So I'm just kind of curious where you see the guideline is. When is the appropriate time to start listening to Christmas music?
I will say this. I think it all depends year to year. In 2020, as soon as they started playing it on those radio stations is the appropriate time to start listening to Christmas music. It's been a tough year, and all of us want to remember what it's like to be happy again, to be connected with family and friends, to be part of the Christmas season. You know, Christmas is past. I've been like a real stickler about it. Don't listen to it until December 1st or whatever, as they've tried to push the Christmas season further and further ahead of Thanksgiving. I've been really stringent about it, but December 1st is when I would have said in years past. But this year, I'd say right now is the perfect time. Hell, I started listening to Christmas music the other day, driving around where I live now, because I was like, I just want to feel happy again. I just want to feel good again. I want to believe in the world again, believe in humanity again. And some of the things that have been happening lately, I think, are starting to move us into that place again, Davey. And so for me, that's what I would say in terms of Christmas music this year. It is when, as soon as possible. And in years past, December 1st, and then even a little bit after Christmas, to be honest with you, keep it going until New Year's, and remembering the good times there. So there you go.
I sincerely appreciate you taking my question.
Thank you, David. Anything else? Is that it?
Well, I would, but I don't. I knew you got a backlog, and you're only on for so long. And I'm
That's
trying
true.
to not. And I know, just like me, time is precious when you're meeting with people.
Well, thanks so much for being on here, Devlin, and much love to your students and you, brother. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Be safe, be well, be kind.
Yeah, always. There you go, Devlin Mistrunner. Thank you so much for coming in. I've never had Devlin on the show before, so I have no idea where he came from, but respect him to being a college professor and doing his thing. Thank you so much, Devlin, for coming in. Oh, this is a bit of a surprise. Alexander, what's up, dude? How you doing, man?
Hello. Good to see you.
I haven't talked to you in forever. How are things?
Well, to try to be as positive as possible, I think there's probably only 2 days I've been happy this year.
Oh, damn, dude.
So just trying to keep optimistic, since this year is almost done, but still. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
how are you doing? How are you doing with the reviewing of the movies, Alexander? Are you? I know we're part of the same Critics Association. Have you been able to get a chance to watch some of these movies and review these movies, or have you not felt the motivation to do so because we're not in that place anymore where we can go to the theaters and go to the screenings and do all that kind of stuff?
It's been kind of half and half with newer releases. It's been a little bit of a struggle because back in the day when theaters were open, I didn't really rely on streaming that much. So I'm just trying to get into watching streaming stuff more. But I've mainly been focusing on more classic movies, stuff that I haven't seen before. Cool. So this was the year I saw, for the first time, movies like Casablanca, Godfather Part 2, Cabaret, Arthur, Some Like It Hot, Terms of Endearment. So I've been mainly focused on that aspect more than the newer releases.
I don't want to seem, how could I say this? I don't want to seem a bit hoity-toity, but I would say this: that's going to flesh you out even more as a critic. The fact that you watch these other movies, these older movies, these foundational movies, depending on the generation that you're watching from, those are going to flesh you out as for reference points. It's going to It's going to make you. I think it's going to make you an even more well-rounded critic. I'm always a fan of younger critics going back and watching those older movies that are the reason why so many of the directors that you love were influenced to become filmmakers. So it's great that you've gone back and seen a lot of those. Is there one that surprised you how much you really liked?
Probably the most recent one I saw was Dirty Dancing.
Oh, okay.
Because I just thought, okay, it's going to be, I'm sure it's a good movie, but it seems like an average chick flick.
Right. 80s film. Yeah.
Yeah, an 80s movie, a very 80s representation of 1963.
True. Good point.
And, I saw it. I was actually surprised at how much it actually had to say about sort of the time period it was in.
like some of the deviations it takes from regular chick flicks.
Right.
It surprised me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, I would agree with you. It's got more depth to it than people think. And Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze bring more weight to their characters than maybe some other actors would have done in the 80s in a project like that. Great point. All right, what's your question, my man?
Well, kind of in that vein, since we've been seeing a lot of delays with newer releases, is there any are there any older movies that you may have seen for the first time this year that you never got around to, or are you just more caught up on me than me?
Well, yeah, I've seen a lot. I mean, that's kind of how I built up my whole thing, was watching old movies since I was like 15, 16 years old. I was watching like black and white movies, classic movies. That's how I built my love of movies, was watching those old movies, which is why I tell you, that's why I encourage young people to go back and watch those movies. They still hold up. They're still powerful. They're dark as fuck. They're way darker than people think. Like Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. That's a dark film. It's a Wonderful Life is about suicide. Those are dark films. Don't think that because it's in black and white and you've seen some of the acting in other black and white films where they're like a demonstrative.
Oh yeah,
it's different. Some of the other films are really well done and have some powerful acting moments in them and darkness about the world. Those are those things. But I've actually started watching movies that I haven't seen before in the last few years. Like I haven't seen Blind Spotting. I haven't seen some of these other films that people talked about a lot, but kind of missed my screening schedule. So I've tried to catch up on a lot of those. But what I recently watched, though, which I hadn't seen before, TCM has an app on the Roku, and they put their movies on there. If you haven't seen them, I just saw Point Blank for the first time, which is a Lee Marvin movie from the 1960s. That is that Payback, the Mel Gibson movie, is a remake of.
Really?
So it is a hour and 90, or it's a 90-minute movie, a 92, 94-minute movie. Fantastic. Angie Dickinson is in this thing. The Dean from Animal House, he plays the villain in this thing.
Really?
A young Carol O'Connor from Archie, from All in the Family. He plays a villain in this thing. So it's a fantastic, and it's directed by John Boorman, who of course did Excalibur and did The Year of Living Dangerously and a number of other movies Hope and Glory, which he was nominated for Best Picture, I think, and Best Director. So it's a fantastic film that I had heard about on the periphery many, many times. And people told me it's a badass movie, but I hadn't watched it, and I watched it on TCM. There are a lot of good films on TCM that people don't know about. And you know me, I'm always thinking about shows, Alex. I want to try somehow to convince Alicia Malone to do a podcast with me where we break down one classic movie, not like the Cinephiles, just me and Alicia having a conversation about the movie, maybe 1 hour every week, and put it up as a podcast, because she is someone that I totally respect as a critic and as a person who knows so much about classic movies, obviously working at TCM. But I'd love to convince her as a motivation for me to go back and discover older classic films as well that may have missed my vision getting into movies.
Oh yeah, she'd definitely be a great pick, because another movie I saw for the first time actually through TCM was Cleopatra.
Oh yeah, the Elizabeth Taylor one.
Yeah, and she was doing the intros and outros for that movie.
Right.
And even though I'm not a big fan of it, if I'm going to be totally honest,
not a great
like just hearing her talk about Cleopatra and the history of it and just production, like she really knows what she's talking about. And I think your idea of like starting a podcast with her about classic movies, it's a genius idea.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I don't know if she'd be able to do it or if she had the time or even the desire to do it with me, but I'd love to talk her into it, you know. So
even as a guest host, that could work.
Yeah, an occasional guest host. Yeah, that would not be a bad idea as well. Totally. All right, Alex, anything else? Any other questions?
Not much. Just figured I'd pop in, say hi.
It's great to see you, man. Tell me what's been the toughest part of the year? You're talking about these other days where have been tough for you. Is it just the COVID situation? Is it the job situation, or just kind of like being confined?
I think it's all the above. I mean, I'm very good at like very good at kind of like not seeing people.
Mm.
So I'm not too worried about catching COVID, but it's more trying to find work, seeing what the deal is with my at the moment current job, whether it's going to happen again or not. So it's just a lot of uncertainty more than anything.
Yeah.
And so doing the channel, working on my channel and these movie reviews has definitely made things easier.
Well, that's good. Well, promote your channel. What's your channel? Tell people about your channel.
Yeah, you guys can find me at The Real Mr. Robinson on YouTube. I just literally an hour ago, I did a live stream on what my plan is for 2021 in terms of movies, and I'm also trying to experiment with Twitch. If you guys are into Godzilla, I've got a ton of Godzilla related videos there, whether it be movie reviews, some small editorials, or full watch alongs of all the movies.
Nice, dude. And I know Criterion came out with that huge collection. So have you been like kind of working your way through that?
Yeah, this year, because of the lockdown, I did watch alongs for all the Godzilla movies. Like there are 35 of them if you want to count the American movies. And so I just went through that entire collection for that watch along. It's been fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's got over 4,000 subscribers there, ladies and gentlemen. So go and subscribe to his channel, see the content he's got going on as well. Alexander's a guy I became fast friends with. It's always great to see him whenever we run into each other, any of the screenings in the past. I'm in San Diego now, so I don't know how screening is going to work once things get back to normal, but I'm sure I'll pop up to LA every once in a while once we get back to some semblance of whatever normal is. We shall see.
Yeah, one can hope.
Yep, absolutely. Well, man, do your thing, dude. And I'm always here, and the channel's always here. If you want to pop back in, man, it was great to see you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, take care, Alexander.
Much love. You too. Bye.
Have a good Thanksgiving. Bye.
You too.
Oh man! All right, let's get into some Streamlabs super chats before I bring some other people in live here. Let's see. Okay, Wayne Edwards said, "Oh, Wayne, thank you so much for the incredible donation. Happy Thanksgiving, Rocha. I just got in from work, so I may not be able to come in live to chat with you as I hope. By the way, I am loving Discovery and The Mandalorian. They are both my Friday night double feature. What do you think of them both?" Well, I haven't watched any of Discovery season 3 yet, but maybe there's time this weekend. Look, tomorrow my girlfriend said Lady Outlaw said I cannot be in the kitchen, can't be anywhere near the kitchen, so I've got to fill my time. So maybe I'll sit and start watching Discovery season 3 on CBS All Access and work my way through that. I enjoyed the second season a lot. I've heard some good things about the third season. I've heard some not so good things about the third season, but overall it's been positive, so I certainly want to give it a chance. As for The Mandalorian, well, you can just watch all the reviews we do on the Geek Buddies for our love of The Mandalorian this season. It's been exceptional. It's been stellar. It's cinematic, theatrical level quality that you're getting from The Mandalorian. I'm blown away by how good it is and how good it continues to be, storyline-wise, acting-wise, directing-wise, score-wise, cinematography-wise, all of it, just incredible stuff going on in The Mandalorian. So certainly that's my answer to that, Wayne. Thank you so much again for the incredible donation, brother. Thanks to everybody who's been sending stuff in. We've got a bunch of Streamlabs here. Canada Rock says, an underrated Christmas movie is One Magic Christmas, starring Mary Steenburgen and Harry Dean Stanton. I don't remember it, but maybe I saw it. I don't know. Also, the new movie Holiday, starring Emma Roberts on Netflix, was a really nice surprise. Like you, I actually like Last Christmas too. Yeah, I mean, we're on an island, Royko. It's just you and me and maybe 4 or 5 other people on the island. I like Last Christmas. I will defend Last Christmas. The other day I went into a wormhole watching some of the scenes on YouTube because they have some of those scenes, like Fandango puts those scenes together of Last Christmas. I can't explain it to you why so many people hated that movie, but I loved it. I think it's Emilia Clarke's best work theatrically that she's ever done in any of her movies. It's the one movie that totally worked. I didn't like Me Before You. I didn't like, well, I guess you could put Solo in there, but that's not really her movie. That's Solo's movie. And what was the other one she did? There was a couple. Oh, the Terminator Genesis was horrible. And then a couple of other ones she did that were rom-coms. It just didn't really work for me. But in this film, in Last Christmas, and some of you may hate it, She's endearing. She's charming. She's funny. She's sweet. She's vulnerable. You fall in love with her completely. And Emma Thompson is great as well. And Emma Thompson co-wrote the screenplay. So you got to give it some love for that. All right, let's see here. SoShot 1999. Though I'm not much of a gamer these days, Red Dead Redemption 2 took me on a damn journey for 4 months. Would love to see the outlaw immerse himself in that beautiful story / landscape. I'm definitely doing that. Similarly, Cyberpunk 2077 looks like a must-play game for us Blade Runner nuts. All right, I'm going to put Cyberpunk 2077 on the list. You know, the PS5, Sean Barreto knows I have a PS5. I've been on the other day on the PS5. My girlfriend walked in on me. I had been on it for 90 minutes. Had no idea I'd been on it for 90 minutes. It is so engrossing, and there are so many great games coming. I think I might find my way back to being a little bit of a gamer again, like I was in the 90s and in the early 2000s, and kind of carve out time to play these games as a way of a distraction and also a way to kind of like enjoy my world. So definitely I'll put that on. And if I can, I think they're going to come out with a Red Dead Redemption 2 for the PS5, or a version of it for the PS5. So I will definitely put that on, because I have the Xbox One. Oh, by the way, I got to sell my Xbox One X. So if anybody wants to buy the Xbox One X off of me, complete with FIFA, NHL, Madden, Red Dead Redemption, and UFC 3, let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. I am willing to say, and plays 4K. It plays 4K movies, so it's a pretty incredible system. I just prefer the PS5, and the controller of the PlayStation just works better for me overall. All right, but Haskell 420 says, "Happiest of Thanksgivings to you, John, the missus, and your families." Thank you so much. It's been a hell of a year. It started out like shit, but thank you for your unwavering determination and busting your ass to bring Outlaw Nation and community to life. In your 273 shows. Wink. Yeah, thank you, Haskell. I appreciate that madly. My man, it's been a lot of hard work, but it's been work that has been worth it to me, in my personal opinion, seeing the return from so many of you also. Thank you so much. Haskell 420 also says, since Black Friday deals are going now, like all 6 Mission Impossible films, Blu-ray box set and digital copies are $13 at Best Buy. All 6 Transformers and Bumblebee films are $20 at Target. What are some of the best deals or steals you've gotten, be it movies or something else? You know, it's funny you say that, because last year they dropped the 4K version of all the Transformers movies as a box set for like $35. I got those, and the Mission Impossible ones in 4K for, I think, $25. I got those. Right now I'm eyeing some deals for video games. Like, for example, they dropped the price on Madden pretty big. They've dropped the price on FIFA pretty big, and they've dropped the price on a couple other things pretty big. There's some good sales on other movies and 4K stuff that's coming down the pike. I haven't. There's great deals on TVs. If you guys have been looking for TVs, or if you're looking for earphones, there's some great deals on some Bose stuff. There's great deals on Beats stuff. If you like the Beats stuff, with the Sony wireless ones that you can put in, there's great deals all around for that. I haven't seen too many deals on movies because I haven't looked that hard. Tonight, tomorrow, that's when I'll start looking at deals and planning out what I can afford and what I can't afford to get on there. But certainly I'll be getting some great deals. I hope you all get some great deals as well. And of course, don't forget the Criterion Collection is 50% off at Barnes & Noble as well. So if you've been wanting to get a Criterion Collection movie, even the pre-orders, they are putting them available at 50% off. So go and get some of those movies. I'm probably going to pick up Parasite. The Gunfighter from Gregory Peck is available. So there's a lot of stuff going on Criterion. All right, let's see. Buckeye Jet says, what's on your Mount Rushmore of Christmas songs? Mine is Last Christmas from Wham, Silver Bells from Anybody, Happy Christmas, War is Over from John Lennon, and Blue Christmas from Elvis. Look, Buckeye Jet, those are all great choices. Absolutely. I would definitely put Last Christmas from Wham on the Mount Rushmore. I would also put the Mariah Carey song, All I Want for Christmas Is You, on the Mount Rushmore. I'm a big fan of Little Drummer Boy, the Bob Seger version. I think that, or the choral version, the classic choral version that they play as well. I cry every time at the end of that song because, you know, for those of you who know, I've got a strong connection to my faith and to Jesus Christ, to God, and that line at the end when he's saying, when he's singing about playing his drum for him, and how this is the only gift that he has to give to the young Jesus Christ in the manger, or as Will Ferrell might say in the Talladega Nights, baby Jesus, the baby Jesus, the only gift he can give him, because he doesn't have gold or frankincense or myrrh or food or anything. The only thing he can give him, because he's a poor drummer boy, is his ability to play the drums so well for him. That's how he honors him. So it's fantastic as well. And Do You Hear What I Hear is one of my favorites as well. I enjoy the Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time from Paul McCartney, Step Into Christmas from Elton John. The Stevie Wonder Christmas song is fantastic as well. I know it's controversial, but I do like Baby It's Cold Outside, because I don't cast those aspersions on it, although I respect people who don't like the song and what it might indicate. I personally don't cast those aspersions on it, because that's why I like it, but totally understand why people do. All right. And Devlin again said, to answer your question, sir, I'm a low-level patron, just trying to support as many people as I can on SEN and Schmoes. You're good people. As an older man, it's good to see us doing well. Maybe we'll see you at karaoke again someday. Be safe, be well, be kind. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Film DJs said, I just want to say thanks for creating all of this. I've been a fan on the fringes, but I love your takes on movies. Don't always agree, but that's part of the fun. Absolutely. Have a great holiday. You too, Film DJs. Thank you so much. Chamberto Chamberto, thank you, man. He said, hashtag Black Samurai. Much love, man. It's a very kind, you don't have to, but you're incredibly kind to do so, Sean. Thank you. Devlin again donated again. He said, also an interesting season of the Great British Baking Show. I am curious your thoughts on the series going into the final. Also, what is your favorite season of the ones on Netflix? Thanks again for your time, sir. Oh man, that is tough, dude. That's a big, big question, Devlin. I haven't liked this season that much. They've sent home some bakers I really wanted to stay. Like they sent home that baker last week that I thought she should have. Overall, she had earned her right to stay and survive a bad week. I thought Lottie was sent home too early. I thought that one baker earlier in the season, who a lot of people were upset got sent home, I thought she was sent home too early as well. Some of the best seasons, it's tough to break them all down. Let me see here. Hold on real quick. Great British Bake Off winners. Winners. Let's see here. Wow, it's on the list. What's my okay? Yeah, Ed. Oh God, Jesus. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay. Joanne Wheatley, no. John, no. Francis Quinn, no. Nancy. Yeah, Nadia Hussein, Series 6. Nadia Hussein, that was a great season. There were her journey from completely unconfident baker who was very emotional week to week to week as she slowly tried to figure out and navigate the high pressure situations of surviving every week. It was incredible to watch and to see that she's blown up as a personality. Watching her shows now on Netflix, she is incredible. She's so fun to watch, such great energy, such positive energy. I thought Sophie Faldo was a great winner as well. I enjoyed her. I liked David, and I haven't seen the news, the finale here. Apparently it aired already in Britain, and some people were trying to spoil it on Twitter, so I haven't looked at it, and I'm going to watch it on Friday, tomorrow night, Friday night, so that'll be a lot of fun. But I've enjoyed the British Baking Show. It's addiction. It's like crack to me, honestly. All right, Corey Cameron said, what's the best, not actual crack, obviously figurative crack, so I don't want to get in trouble there. Corey Cameron, what's the best Thanksgiving side dish and dessert? My favorites are stuffing and pecan pie. Yeah, you just said it, Corey. Pecan pie is my favorite. I have a massive pecan pie waiting for me for tomorrow night. Stuffing, when it's done well, absolutely a great side. Mashed potatoes are a great side. Mac and cheese with a little bacon sprinkled through, fantastic. That's also a great side for Thanksgiving for sure. I love the cranberry sauce if it's done right. Some people really enjoy sweet potatoes. That's for sure. Those are good ones as well. Let's see here. All right, and what have we got? A super chat real quick, and then we'll get in some live people. Dodger Ryan says, "Hi John. I recommend picking up an Oculus Quest 2. The Star Wars games are excellent. Happy Thanksgiving." Well, Dodger Ryan, if you'd like to buy me one of those, I'll be happy to pick it up because those ain't cheap. Those are not cheap. I think they're like $500, right? How much are they? How much are they, Sean? $500? Is that how much it is? Yeah, it sounds about right. The Oculus. It's pretty incredible. But I know we played it because that's the 3D one, right? Or the virtual reality one, right? That's the virtual reality one. So I know I played it. That's when Josh McCouga pushed me and I shattered my knee because I was playing that Oculus thing. It was so believable as a game. So pretty incredible stuff overall. All right, where are we at on likes? We're at 135 likes. Thank you all so much for coming in here. Thanks for your Streamlabs and super chats. One last super chat. Tushka, what are you doing, man? You should be in bed. You should be in bed drinking your fluids and taking care of yourself. What's wrong with you? Please, everybody, send out a prayer for our brother Tushka, who got diagnosed and is kind of navigating this situation here. So give him some love, send him some positive energy that he comes out the other side of this diagnosis and he's okay. So please. Tushka says, if you're looking to get rid of unwanted items, I know a guy. His name is Jeff Snyder. He may smell like a casino, but the guy knows how to move merchandise. All right, maybe I'll have him do it, but Jeff's going to charge me a fee. Jeff will do like 10%, 20%. He'll want some money for that. Oh, Dodger Ryan says the Oculus is $300. All right, $300. Do we have one more super chat, Sean? Where did I miss one? Higher up. Okay, hold on, everybody. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, if I can't find it on the screen, so let me see if I can read it here. No, I think that's everybody, man. I've read everybody's super chat. Yeah, that's everybody's super chat, man. I haven't seen another super chat roll through here, Sean. So, also Sean 1999, thank you for the Streamlab. Said, have you caught any of Steve McQueen's Small Axe film series via the BBC Player, Amazon Prime yet? Mangrove is amazing. Lovers Rock is beautiful, and I cannot wait for John Boyega's portrayal as a police officer in red, white, and blue. Oscars all over the place. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this thing. I haven't watched it yet. Been kind of setting aside some time over the weekend to watch that for sure. Maybe do a mini review of it on my channel. But I am looking forward to seeing this stuff. I'm hearing nothing but positive things so far, so I can't wait to watch it. I remember reading that interview with John Boyega when he talked about being a part of this Small Axe series and what it's all about. So I'm looking forward to his red, white, and blue as well. But I'll definitely watch those, and I'll get back to you. Keep watching my channel. I'm sure I'll have a review of that stuff as well. All right. I already read that one, Sean. You don't remember? I read it. The film DJ is one. I didn't put it up on the screen, but I did read it. But one more time, why not? Just for Sean. Film DJ said, just want to say thanks for creating all of this. I've been a fan on the fringes, but I love your take on movies. Don't always agree, but that's part of the fun. Have a great holiday. Sean was probably trying to get that PS5 at Walmart, so he forgot that he didn't notice that I'd already read that one. So, all right, Calvin. Calvin, are you ready? Don't fuck around with me, man. You better have your mic ready to go. Calvin, what do you got for me?
What up? Can you hear me? Oh, shit. You can hear.
Oh, and now he goes, and now he freezes. We celebrated too early. We celebrated too. Oh, there we go.
Rocha, you can hear me?
Yeah, you're good, brother. You're good. Talk to me.
All right, I'm good. Good. First of all, I want to tell you, Rocha, it's good to be back. It's good to hear
Welcome
you. It's
home,
good to talk
brother.
to you.
Welcome home.
Yeah, you damn right, son. This is my shit, man. But I don't have a question for you.
Okay.
I don't have a question for you. I need some of that Rocha. I need some of that fucking advice, dude.
All right, talk to me, man.
Okay, let me talk to you. Let me tell you what's going on.
All right.
I was out. You know, I've been gone. Nobody's seen me shit like that. I've been out. You know, I had some problems. I have some problems. Okay. I've got some alcohol issues and shit.
Okay.
And that's part of why I was gone. It's part of why I was out.
All right, man.
And I'm trying to stop doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stop doing that shit. Yeah, so man. I need your take on that. I need to know what you think about that.
Well, you got to tell me what the hell happened, man. I can't give you a take overall if you don't give me some specifics, because I can't know what to tell you if I don't know what actually happened.
All right. I'll tell you what happened.
All right.
I mean, it's nothing serious. I mean, it is serious because it's a big fucking deal.
Okay.
But yeah, I fucking got another DUI.
God damn it.
You know what I'm saying? I could have killed somebody, motherfucker. I could have killed somebody. You see what I'm saying?
Doing in the car while you're drinking, Calvin.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why. But I did what I had to do, and now I'm out, and I'm trying to do that shit, and I don't want to fucking do that shit anymore. Okay. I'm like, you know, I'm done with that.
What makes you drink?
There's a lot of factors. Okay. One of the main factors is my mother died a couple years ago.
Okay.
And then my mother was my world. You know what I mean? I mean, she was my world.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, she died on me, and I was just like, I didn't know what to do. And then I broke up with my chick at the time. You know what I mean? All kinds of shit. But it's not. But that still doesn't justify it. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, you're right.
It still doesn't justify it because I put myself in danger, and I put other people in danger doing this shit. You know what I'm saying?
You could have taken out someone's mother.
Yeah, I could have took out somebody else's mother.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you because you know I've watched the shit. I've always watched the shit. Whatever. And I'm just saying, I'm what do you think about it? I know I hate to put you on the spot like this.
It's all right,
I'm just saying.
Here's the deal. I'm not a licensed professional, but I'll give you my take and my advice. So I want to make sure it's clear. So you can't sue me. Nobody can sue me. I'm not.
Nobody's gonna sue you, Rocha. Nobody's gonna sue you. Jesus Christ.
Here's what you've got to listen. Just like anything with mental health, man. With addiction, it's you've got to do the work to figure out what motivates you to drink. Clearly, it's an escape from the pain the sadness and the depression and the feelings that like your life is not where you want it to be. But that drink, every drink you take pushes you one step farther away from where you want to be, brother. Every drink you take is another step backwards and not another step forwards. The numbing works only in the moment, but the path you got to walk demands more of you. And so in those moments, if you're Calvin, I don't know this about you. If you're an alcoholic, you've got to get the help. Look, Matt Nost is an alcoholic, and he stopped years ago, and he figured it out what it was. And that's what you got to figure out, Calvin. The work is not just stopping. The work is finding out why. What is it that motivates you in those moments to drink? Once you find your way through therapy or counseling, or maybe doing your own work in your own journey, reading all that kind of stuff, doing some inner exploration, once you understand why you're doing the things that you're doing, that's going to be the key that unlocks the door and makes you walk out of that room into a whole new place, into a whole new room, or into a whole new world where drink is now in your rearview mirror as a coping mechanism, as a defense mechanism. But it's not going to happen overnight. It takes time. So that's the thing you got to figure out, Calvin, because this self-destructive behavior, what you're doing, the second and I'm not, in no way am I scolding you. I'm speaking to you as a friend.
I understand it.
I want to make sure that's clear. You got to, when you're taking that drink and putting in the position that you're putting yourself in, you're putting yourself in danger. And it's a way of kind of, how can I say this? It's a way of telling yourself, I hate you so much that I'm going to put you in this position. And I know you don't. I know I know you got a good heart, man, and you don't want to hate yourself. So you've got to figure out what it is that is putting you in that place. What are the factors? What are the connective synapses that fire and connect to each other that lead you to that moment to pick up that drink and say, fuck it? Because that's what it is, isn't it? When you're drinking, you're saying, fuck it. When you get in that car, you're saying, fuck it. I don't deserve to live. I don't deserve good things. I don't deserve to be in a positive situation in my life. And when you do something like that, that's what they mean when they say a cry for help, because you're giving up on yourself when you don't have to. You know, no matter what pain you're in worse pain getting in the car and drinking and driving. And if you get in the DUI, which could land you in jail.
They already did.
Yeah, so there you go. And who knows what can happen to you in jail. You know what happens in those prisons.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in a situation like that. And all because one night you had, you got into a bad place emotionally. So That's what I would say to you, Calvin. It starts with having some real honest and brutal conversations with yourself about why you're doing the things that you're doing, and then reaching out for help from people that you trust, or exploring if there's maybe services that can help you out that you can afford, or that do it pro bono to help you figure out what it is that's making you do these things, brother. Because we want you around. We love you being part of the Outlaw Nation. You have made so many shows even better by having you on it. So what's going on in those quiet moments when you're by yourself? That's what you got to figure out.
Well, Rocha, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Anybody can listen. Roga's my motherfucker. That's my boy right there. That's why I can say this. I can be like, hey, look, I got this shit going on. Mm-hmm. What do you think about it? You know what I mean? Because I know Roga he'll be like, okay, whoa, what? All right, but he's still going to fucking deal with it. You know what I'm saying? He's still going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? And that's the thing, is that I don't have a lot of people like that in my life. I mean, I have to go to the fucking internet in order to get somebody to fucking be like, yeah. You know what I mean? I give a fuck. I care. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's fucked up, but it's true.
Why is it fucked
whatever.
Up? You're making friends so you can make your friends, man. It's a new world, dude. It's not fucked up to find great friends on the internet. That's actually a good thing. See, change that around. That's another way that you put yourself. Let's focus on that sentence you just said. The fact that I have to go to the internet to find friends is fucked up. But that's not true, because if you're finding genuine people on the internet, it's actually a great thing, not a fucked up thing. But by you saying that right there, you're giving yourself an excuse to hate yourself. You're giving yourself another reason to undercut yourself, rather than valuing the fact that you are connecting with people on the internet and finding friendship on the internet with people who you're meeting or talking to or seeing on camera and having conversations with. That's actually a positive, brother. That's not a negative. You know, people find friends wherever they can find friends, as long as they're positive influences on your life. That's what matters.
I love you, Rocha. You my boy. People going to take this wrong. You my nigga. I'm telling you. I know. People going to take this wrong. You my nigga, though. Let me tell you another thing. Rocha. I thought about it. And I try to I can't see the fucking chat because I'm in StreamYard. So I can't see the chat any fucking way. I'm gonna tell you another thing, Rocha. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about doing it. I talked to my brother about it. About making something. About trying to do like streaming some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, nobody wants to sit there and listen to me talk about myself.
People have been telling me to spin you off onto your own show on the Outlaw Nation channel for months.
What?
Yes. So if you prove to me that you can you're like a Dennis Hopper in Hoosiers. If you can prove to me that you can stay sober and you can stay on the path, I will spin you off and give you your own show on the Outlaw Nation channel. No fucking lie.
Don't you lie to me, Rocha. Don't you fucking lie to me.
I'm not lying to you, Calvin. Everybody fucking knows.
Dude,
right there. Calvin's Corner. Everybody already named it Calvin's Corner from the beginning, bro. They
don't
want
you
to
lie to me, Rocha. I tell you right now what I can do.
Don't fuck me over and don't fuck it up. That's the only thing I ask for. Because once you do that, I cut. And you ask anybody in the Outlaw Nation, I'll give you a chance. But once you fuck me or fuck it over, you're out. That's the way it works. Go ahead.
I'll tell you what, Rocha. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one thing. Like I said, I was talking to my brother, and I was like, yeah, we should just make a thing to where we just talk to each other like each other's week and shit like that. Because awesome. I told him I was like, yeah, I can do movie reviews. Mm-hmm. And I was like, but everybody fucking does movie reviews. Nobody wants to hear no. I know, but you told me, and I told him. He was like, Rocha told you this shit. Yeah. My brother told me this. He barely. I'm sorry, it sounds negative, but he barely watches your channel. And he told me this shit. He was like, Rocha said to you that it doesn't fucking matter about everybody does movie reviews. You're doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yep. So like, yeah, they people be watching you do shit.
Yeah, bro, if everybody stopped doing something because everybody else was doing it or a lot of people were doing it, we wouldn't have enjoyed so many people who've come into the space to do things, right? That's the thing. You never know who's got that unique voice that comes in and has a perspective on something that no one has ever heard before or people appreciate in large numbers, and you just never know what can happen. You know what I'm saying? I'll take 25% of whatever you're going to make. Just put it if you're on my channel. But other than that, see,
wait. I lost my headphones over that one.
But I'm telling you, I will get the graphics for you. I'll line you up with Jake. I'll really do it. No bullshit.
Rogue, I got you, son. I got you. See, you just gave me motivation right there. You know what I mean? I'll try. Okay. No, wait a minute. You want me? Shit. I never forgot what I do.
Here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want.
What?
I want you to sit down with this. Aisha Kenya had a great suggestion. See here.
Hey, it's my girl. Yeah, Aisha. I love her. What's up, Aisha? What's up?
She said, get a notebook and start writing your thoughts. Remind yourself how drinking affected you that day and take that information and use it to move forward. That's journaling can be such a powerful thing for you in your life if you know how to do it and you know how to like put it in motion. So that's what I would say to you. So here's what you want to do. Start the journaling. But the other thing I want you to do is take a separate notebook and start mapping out what you want your show to be. It's not just Calvin, turn the camera on and you shoot the shit. No. Tell me what your show is. Start to figure out what you want that show to look like. Do you want to co-host? Do you want to be on by yourself for like 15, 20, 30 minutes talking about whatever? I'm cool with it. I'll get you graphics. I'll get you a fucking opening video. I'll help even produce the show. I don't mind, but I know there are people who want to hear from you. And if it doesn't do great numbers, who gives a shit? It's still a show on the channel and it's content. And so as long as you're not looking for me to pay you, because I can't pay nobody, then it's absolutely possible for you to be part of this. So, yeah.
No, Roku, what you're talking about? Yeah. I want somebody to pay me. No. What I'm looking for.
You'd be surprised, Calvin, how many people who just walked into the space.
No.
Like they've been here for years. Yeah.
No, this is exponential to me.
Okay.
You're opening a door.
Yeah, I am.
And all I got to do is walk through it.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Walk through that door. So all I gotta do. I'm not trying to get paid, son.
Okay, all right. You say that now, but in a year,
you know what I mean.
Pay me, son.
Yeah. Then like 6 months later, I'm like, pay me, bitch.
No. Corner, son.
Calvin, you won't be nothing without Calvin Corner. You know? No, I would never do that to you, Rocha. I would never do that to you.
All right.
I would never do that to you. Maybe somebody else.
Yeah.
But I'll never do that to you.
All right,
I wouldn't be like, yeah.
All right, Calvin.
You give me the opportunity to put myself out there. Yeah. Like I was talking about like I said, with my brother. I know you're trying to get me off and you want to do other things. But you know, like with my brother, I was like, yeah, let's just film ourselves talking about our weeks and put it on YouTube and see what the fuck happens. I mean, what the fuck? Why would it work? What would it hurt?
You never know.
So that's what I'm saying. You're giving me an avenue to give me a chance.
Yeah. You know what Michael
Jordan said? What Michael Jordan said? No. I want to hear you. What you talking about?
Said, you're not going to make every shot you make. You're not going to make every shot you take, but you miss 1,000% of the shots you don't take. And that's important. You got to take a shot because you never know what can happen if you take a shot, you know, but if you never take a shot, you know, you're not going to score. The only way you can score is taking a shot. That's what I tell you.
Yeah. Well, what's your, let me make sure I got this shit right. What's your email, Rocha? I'll get some shit.
You're coming back on the not yet.
Do what?
You're going to work on that show. You're going to come up with a guideline for that. Then come on the Outlaw Nation show next week and tell me what your status is.
I got you, man. I got you.
We're going to move up. Sean Barreto doesn't even have my damn phone number or my email. So, you know.
Well, I don't want to know your whole personal shit. I'm just saying.
I know, but I
got to get in touch with you somehow.
Once I start to care about you, once I start to invest in you, That's for life. That's how I'm built. That's why I don't hand out my shit easily to people.
Motherfucker, I'm the same way. You can't get close to this motherfucker unless you're in that circle. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be in that circle.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
My channel is about diversity. So giving you a shot to talk about your life as a man of color, I'm all about it, dude. So this is the thing.
Hey, I'll tell you another thing, Rocha. Another thing real quick. You talking about diversity and a man of color and all this bullshit like that. I live in Tennessee, son. I'm from the South. You're a man from Virginia.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, close to the South.
From the South, son. I'm from the South. Black. I'm down here. It's real. This shit's real. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. You being fucking Hispanic, being growing up in Virginia and shit. Shit's fucking real, son.
Yep.
Shit's real down here.
I know it is, dude.
You know what I mean?
Raw.
People ain't. Yeah, it's raw. People ain't open-minded.
No, I know.
Other places like they are down here in these little ne'er-do towns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They motherfuckers ain't like that shit down here.
Yeah.
And it's real.
Yeah.
And you know, and people don't realize that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can speak on that shit.
You can.
You know what I mean?
You just got to keep it civil, man.
Yeah, but anyway, I appreciate you listening to me. I'll get some shit together. I'll think of some shit, and I'll think of some stuff, and I'll come back on. Well, if you let me on,
of course,
next week, and I'll try to bounce some shit off of you and see what's going on.
Are
you sure? Are you want to do that shit?
Am I the kind of person that says shit and takes it back? Come on, man.
No, not. That's why I like you, Rocha.
Ditto. Write your shit down. Watch other shows to give you an idea of what's possible, and then start creating stuff, Calvin.
All right. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
Channel. I'll put it on the fucking channel.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm going to talk to my bro, and I'm going to fucking brainstorm, and I'm going to think some shit up, get some ideas going. I'm going to come back next week, and we can talk about it real quick, not forever.
And no more drinking.
Yeah. That's the whole thing I was talking about.
Yeah, you watch. You're my Dennis Hopper. I gotta have you sober for the finals. I gotta have you sober for the semifinals. I can't have you in the tank.
Hey, you need shit. I should be your fucking teammate in Schmodown. Yeah, I might be going a little crazy, but I give you a little bit.
This is what I'm saying. I give you a little nibble. Now you want the whole fucking pie.
I'm telling you, I know that shit, son. I've watched you since what? 2000 fucking what 12, 14, 15, whenever the fuck that shit started. I watched you ever since then. Anyway. That don't matter.
All right.
But I'll figure it out. And that's what I needed. Because I knew I'm not talking about, you know, like, you opened the door for me and all this bullshit like that. That's great. That's cool. I'm going to work on that. Okay. But what I'm saying is I wanted your advice, because that's what I come here for, man. Because I'm like, Rocha's my boy. I can listen to Rocha. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. So I can ask you some shit like that, and you can be like, you know, this is what you need to do. And so hey, anyway. All right, I'm gonna stop because I know you still got people to get to and shit.
I do.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get back to you next week, son. I'm gonna get back to you.
I'm keeping you on task. So get back to me next week. Come up with some ideas. I'm looking forward to it.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate it, Rocha. You gave me a reason to do some shit to change my life, man. That's awesome. Good. Anyway, all right, man. I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Have a good Thanksgiving, brother.
All right, man. Peace.
Stay safe, you son of a bitch. Stay safe. I love you. That's awesome. That's Calvin for you. That's Thanksgiving miracle. It's a life-day miracle, as Star Wars might say. We'll see what happens there with Calvin, but I 100% support him and want him to be part of it. Yeah, tune in next week to see what Calvin's ideas are next time on the Outlaw Nation Show. I love it. Calvin, do your thing, man. I'm cheering for you. That's for sure. All right, let's bring in Brennan, another one of my favorite people.
Hey, Rocha.
What's up, my man? How are you?
Thanksgiving.
Same to you, my man. What's going on?
Calvin, if you're listening, you're doing a good thing, because I was in a 12-step once, and the first thing is honesty. That's the first step. So, Calvin, you're almost there.
There you go, Calvin.
You started by being honest about your problem.
Mm-hmm. It's not easy. What you got to do.
Yep. But good to see you again, Kelvin, by the way. So, Rocha, I just want to say a big thank you on this Thanksgiving Eve for creating the Outlaw Nation.
Thank you, man.
It's very interesting that the old thing at Collider, even though it was bad at the time, I think it ended up being a blessing in disguise. Because you got to do your thing.
Yeah.
Riley got to do his thing. A lot of the others went and did their own thing. And because of that, you're able to create these great communities. So thank you so much for what you created. Thanks to everybody listening for all the fun discussions, including you, Royko. Royko and I have some fun together. But no, I just want to say thanks for everything you've done creating this neat hangout. And it's given me certainly a community, considering that I can't see a lot of people during the pandemic. So I have to find it elsewhere. And thanks for all the fun and spirited discussions we've had on your channel. Everything from Star Wars to what cartoons we liked back in the 80s. But yeah, so no question, just a big thank you and keep it up.
Thank you, man. Brennan, listen, it's been a joy to get to know you through the Outlaw Nation and being a part of this community.
Thank you.
I've always enjoyed your takes on stuff, our ball busting. You take it and you roll with it. You have fun.
Quite literally.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Which I appreciate. And it was awesome to be a guest on your podcast. I had a lot of fun talking with you about Star Wars.
Yes, thank you so much for that.
Oh, please. It's my pleasure. I love that you're part of the community, man.
I think I sent you the link to that a while back. Did you?
Yeah.
And you got that. Okay, awesome. But that was fun.
It was a blast, dude.
Well, thanks so much for doing that. And yeah, just this community has been just so much fun.
Thank you, man. I'm proud of everybody who's been a part of it and creating it. You're an essential part of it, my man. And don't forget, Friday we'll do our hangout on camera as well. Another hangout on camera. So be a part of it as well. All right, brother.
I'll be there unless I'm still digesting dinner.
Right on, man. I appreciate it, Brent.
All right. Well, much love to you, Rocha.
Much love to you, man. Have a good Thanksgiving, brother.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving and happy Thanksgiving to everyone who's listening.
Right on.
All right. Adios.
See it. All right. Kevin, you've been waiting to come on. Thanks for your patience, man. What's going on, Kevin? What do you got? Oh, you're muted, brother. You're muted. Unmute yourself. There you go. Oh, I still can't hear you. Nope. Have you selected the microphone on your thing? Let me see here. How about now? Anything?
I think so.
Here we go. Boom. All right. What's up, Kevin? How are you?
Not much. How's your Thanksgiving week going?
Busy, exhausting, good, sometimes bad, but doing what I can and looking forward to hanging out with my girlfriend all day tomorrow as she makes food and I watch a little bit of football and take a break from pushing myself so hard. So yeah. How about you? How's yours?
Pretty good. I'm going to the Everglades tomorrow to be with family.
Oh, cool. That's great. In Florida, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Hey, so my question is that I know that you studied in the UK and you went to Vienna. Have you been to anywhere else in Europe?
Yeah, I went to Paris for 5 days. That was awesome. I had a really great time in Paris. When we went there in '98, France had just won the World Cup a few months earlier. So I took the train. I took 4 separate trains to get to the Stade de France, where they had the actual World Cup trophy in the case there. And I got to do a tour of the stadium, tour of the World Cup facilities, and got to take pictures with the trophy and the trophy itself and in front of the field. It was awesome. Got to the Notre Dame Cathedral, went to Arc de Triomphe, the Champs-Élysées, took a great boat ride through the water there. And I was broke as fuck, man. I was broke as fuck because we had paid those, what do you call it? To pay the tuition for that semester abroad. Right. And, at the time, I didn't have a lot of money. My parents weren't making a lot of money. So I really didn't have a lot of money to spend. So what I was able to do, I had to be really careful about what I could use my money for. And certainly I saved up money to be able to do that trip to the Stade de France. I had kind of like done the numbers for it and was able but everything else we did, it was either free or was part of the tuition thing. So that was great in Paris. I enjoyed Liverpool. And then we went to a number of other cities. Oh, everything okay? Oh, okay. Oh, he's got the family coming. Is that the dad? Oh. Oh. I lost you on the mic again, Kevin. Yeah, I lost you on the mic. I can't hear you anymore. Do you have the thing? Can you select it again? Did you mute it? Can you hear? I can't hear him. Can you hear him? Yeah, no. Can you speak again, Kevin? Anything? Yeah, no. Do you want to work on it and figure it out what's going on? Have you selected your mic on the computer, or did you hit the mute button on accident? There we go. Cool.
Okay. No, listen. I've been to Europe.
Okay.
Like I've been to Europe a bunch of times. Like I'm Spanish on my mom's side, so I've been to Spain a bunch of times as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
I gotta hit Spain. I gotta get to Spain at Barcelona. I gotta get to Spain and see some. I've never been there. I gotta go to the mother country.
Yes. Yeah. Wait. I've been to Barcelona, Madrid, Sevilla, Bilbao, San Sebastian. Like,
dude, I'm super jealous. Have you seen any of the Spanish La Liga matches there? Have you seen any at Barcelona or anybody?
Yeah, I've seen two.
Okay.
I've been to like first one. Like I went to Madrid a few years ago to see Barca play Atletico Madrid because my family they're Atleti fans, so I got to go to the new stadium.
That's awesome.
And like that was a really intense game because there was a lot of political tensions going on in Spain at the time with the Catalan independence, and Barcelona were playing in Madrid, and and it was intimidating.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's not a joke there where they play in Spain. They take it real seriously.
When they walked out on the pitch, you saw this huge wave of Spanish flags go up from everybody. Wow. And you're just like, holy shit. Shit.
Yeah, it gets political in those Spanish matches. I know that. It's madness, that's for sure. All right.
Only when it involves Catalonia.
Right. There's that division there. It's like I think Canada, if I'm not speaking out of turn, Canada with Quebec and the stuff going on with French. Speaking French, don't speak French. All that goes on in Canada as well. So yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a whole thing. If you do some research about Canada, there's a whole issue with that as well. People get it's very intense about that for sure.
Right.
Do you have a question? Do you have any other question, or are you good, Kevin?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
It was great seeing you, man. Thanks for waiting. Appreciate you being patient.
Thanks, man. Great to hang out with you.
You too. Much love, man. All right, there's Kevin stopping in. I haven't seen him in a bit, so it was nice to see him. Let's see. We got 2 more Streamlabs, I think. And 1 super chat, and then I think I'm going to wrap it up. It's 8:30. Been on for 2.5 hours. Thank you all so much for being a part of the show tonight. Didn't even know if I was going to do the show tonight, so shout out to Sean Barrett who talked me into it yesterday, and I'm glad I did. This was fun. The 2.5 hours flew by. You guys, it's a great community. I'm honored to be a part of it. I'm honored to lead the Outlaw Nation, and you guys make it worth it to come and hang out and have a great time. C3P Diddy said, "Happy Thanksgiving, Rocha. What's your 5 favorite turkey dinner foods?" By the way, that Odd Couple versus Deception match, I think that should easily be nominated for Match of the Year. Yeah, I heard about it after it happened, so I've got to watch it for sure. I heard it's madness between them, so I got to watch it. 5 favorite turkey dinner foods. Turkey. Oh, my God, I'm really sorry. I'm tired. Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes and gravy. Biscuits with butter. And I do the Rocha rice. I've always enjoyed my Rocha rice and making the Rocha rice for sure. But I also like that casserole, that, what is it, sweet potato casserole, the sweet potato. Oh man, when that is done right, that is absolutely heaven with the cinnamon and then mixed in sweet potatoes and the marshmallows. Sweet Mary, Mother of God. If you know someone who can make a sweet potato casserole, it will change your life. It will change your world for sure. All right. Well, one last one from Soshar 1999. Thanks. Good to see you again, Soshar, for sending stuff in. He said, ever tried, ever failed, no matter, try again, fall again, fail better. That's author Samuel Beckett. So there you go. Hey, what does Thomas Wayne say? Why do we fall, Bruce? So that we can learn how to get up again, so we can learn how to rise. And then Soshar 1999 sent in a super chat here and said, Brennan, always with the bang on comments. Absolutely. Much love to Brennan. It's always good to see him. All right. I think that's going to do it here. You guys have been incredible. What a night. What a great 2.5 hours. You say, what can you be thankful for? I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for you all being a part of the Outlaw Nation community, for being a part of the Outlaw Nation, and for, supporting the things that I do here on the channel. Please, as always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Hit a like on this video. Leave a comment on this video. For sure, all the comments and likes elevate the visibility of the show. Tell people about the Outlaw Nation. Tell about all the great content we got going on over here. I'm going to try to do at least one of these every month. One of these Q&A nights with you all, these AMA nights with you all, where we sit down and have great conversations. Time flies by, and I can't thank you all enough. All right, Thanksgiving, right? It's tomorrow. Be safe. Be well. Wear your mask. If you want to practice social distancing, do not let anybody pressure you into not practicing social distancing. Whatever you need to do to feel comfortable to be around your family or to not be around your family, whatever decision you make sure you take care of yourself. This is a real thing, this COVID situation. People are really getting it and suffering greatly from it physically. So please don't take a chance to put yourself in that situation. And also, aside from that, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, which means giving thanks. So, whatever the reasons are for the holiday, that's a separate political issue. What I want to do is take that day and encourage you all to take tomorrow to find moments to give thanks for the things that are in your life. For if you've got a great relationship with your family, a great relationship with your friends, if you've got, if you're able to pay your rent, if you're able to do anything to function in the world, if you have breath in your lungs, it is something to give thanks for, because if you have breath in your lungs, that means you still have a chance to achieve or succeed or do something to be great in your life. Breath in your lungs allows you to still be able to do something with your life, and that's something to give thanks for as well. So please find something, at least one thing, to give thanks for and focus on it during the day. You don't even have to say it out loud. You can say it quietly to yourself. Let that be this little burning ember inside you that can grow and be a strong light that radiates from you into your world and into the world of your friends or your family. All right. I think that's it for me. Much love to all of you. You guys mean the world to me. And, I don't want to get emotional. Just telling you, you guys mean the world to me. And I hope you guys have a safe and happy Thanksgiving tomorrow for the Americans who are celebrating it. For anybody else, I hope you have a safe and happy Thursday. And come back and see all the content we have here on the Outlaw Nation channel. Tomorrow, I think we're dark tomorrow. I don't think there's anything new tomorrow. But Friday, there will be no mornings with the Outlaw on Friday. But we will do the Mandalorian review with the Geek Buddies. And I think Laura is going to stop by again to be our guest. And then Aaron Turner and I recorded a 90-minute episode of Strong Style where we break down our top 10 professional wrestlers ever. Trust me, that is that is a gangbuster episode. We just went at it throughout about our rankings of the people on our lists. A really fun episode. I think you all will enjoy. All right. Till then, I will say what I say at the end of every show, and I mean it even more than I've ever meant it in any other show. Please, whatever you need to do, whatever you need to do to get through the next second, next minute, next hour, next day, next week, next month, next year, please find your way to do that. I want you to be around. I need you to be around. You are my Outlaw Nation. You are the Outlaw Nation, and it doesn't work without you. So I'd like you to keep coming back and being a part of this thing. So do what you need to do all of that so we can be together going forward in the future and building this thing step by step and piece by piece. All right. Much love to you all. As I said, I give all of you thanks for being a part of this community, and I wish you all well And I'll see you all again very, very soon. And take care of yourselves onto that. And thanks to Sean Barrett who produced the show. Thanks to everybody who came in. Thanks to all your Streamlabs and Super Chats. And thanks to all your questions. It was a blast. And I'll see you again soon. All right. Take care of yourselves and be well.